There are 3 easy steps in creating your resume link. Let me show you how.
Step 1. Register. Go to www.jobs180.com using any browser and click Register Now. Fill out all the information needed. In choosing your resume link, use your full name so that it looks professional and it's easy to recall by potential employers. For example, Antonio Juan de la Cruz.jobs180.com. Step 2. Create and design. When creating your resume, make sure to complete your personal information and upload your profile picture. One of the highlights of the resume link is the portfolio section. In the portfolio section, you can show off your skills by uploading samples of your work like documents, pictures, videos, and your social media links.
Your resume link also features different themes and you can upload a cover photo. This is a combination of a cover letter and a social network cover photo. Here is an example. You can also download a copy of your resume link and print it. Step 3. Apply for a job. There are many ways to apply with your resume link.
First is browsing the job recommendations in your Jobs 180 dashboard.
If you're qualified, click Submit Resume Link. So what are you waiting for? Dress up your next generation resume, stand out brightly among the competitive job seekers in the market, and win the heart of your future employers using Resume Link.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Marketing Me live at the University of Nueva, Caceres, Naga City. This is UNC's first digital career fair and orientation. To join, we are very thrilled to be joined by 2 schools, the Marinduque State College or MSC of Marinduque and the Southville International Schools and Colleges of Las Piñas. We are very grateful to our industry partners and school representatives. Marketing Me is also powered by jobs180.com, and we are streaming live on UNC Facebook page and facebook.com/jobs180 or youtube.com/jobs180. So watch out, and a lot is in store for us all. My name is Faye Natividad, and I am a proud UNC ambassador. The book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 6 reminds us to submit to God in all our ways, and He will make our paths straight. Today, we will begin right on track by acknowledging God's presence in our midst. Let us give way to the singing of the UNC institutional prayer, and the singing of the Philippine National Anthem.
Let us put ourselves in the presence of our Lord. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. O Heavenly Father, the fountain of life, wisdom, and love, teach us to ever cherish our university motto, Non Scholae Sed Vitae, not for school, but for life. Let this lofty aspiration evolve into a treasured inspiration to love life and to live love in a lifelong learning. Guide us to nurture better tomorrows for the countless young people striving for meaningful lives. Strengthen us to champion excellence, but above all, transform us to become morally upright, responsive, and responsible servant leaders. In the most special way, shower your bountiful blessings on our administrators, teachers, employees, and students, so that as one family, we continue to care and share in our home away from home. May the Mother of Perpetual Help, our patroness and star of the sea, accompany us amidst trials and difficulties in our journey towards a joyful coming home in the bosom of our Lord Jesus Christ. Amen.
Mga kababayan, ang pambasang awit ng Pilipinas.
Kayang magiliw, helas ng silanganan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, tuyag ka ng magiting, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisingil, sa nagagang tutok sa simoy at sa langit mo bangaw, ay hinatang tulad,
And now, what better way to get started than to get motivated? Let us all get fired up with a good mix of enthusiasm and excitement. To help me welcome everyone on board and to exhibit the warmth of the UNC community, I am very pleased to bring you the president of the University of Nueva Caceres, Dr. Faye Leia Patria M. Lauraya.
Good morning, Batch 2021. You did it! Congratulations! Congratulations to each one of you. You all have persevered and made it to the final days of your journey in UNC. And the whole University of Nueva Caceres community rejoices. Especially myself, I could not be more proud. My beloved graduates, your UNC experience is your parents' gift for you. And this experience is going to continue to grow and expand beyond the day of your graduation. And soon, you will be part of a vibrant alumni community. As you continue this journey, always be guided by our university motto, Non Scolae Sed Vitae, not of school, but for life. And remember, please follow your dreams wherever it takes you. You are the new leaders of the University of Nueva Caceres, and we are sending you out there to create better tomorrows for yourself, for your family, and for the bigger community. Following our commitment that every UNCian ay makakatapos, magkakatrabaho, at magtatagumpay, the UNC Career Center, under the leadership of Ms. Joanne Dangkalan, had organized this labor encounter event for you. Together, let's make it happen. That 120 days after you graduate, you will be able to land a job offer. There are instances that you might decline that offer, but that is because you are confident of what you are looking for and where you would like to begin your compelling career. Remember, the first job experience is a crucial decision to your preferred future. Salary is important, yes, but put more premium on the experience you will gain or the boss that can coach you toward success. In order for UNC to continue our support for you, stay connected beyond graduation day. Update your CV and employability profile. Use the knowledge you have acquired, put to use your professional employability tips that you have gained, and then you are set up for success. Just as I have said during your first year orientation day, don't quit until graduation day. Now, almost on the eve of your graduation, my parting words is stay connected with UNC. Your life is your story. Choose, create, and start your compelling career towards your preferred future. And always, with love and pride today, I wish you good luck. And once again, Batch 2021, congratulations!
Thank you again to Dr. Faye Leia Patria M. Lauraya, the President of the University of Nueva Caceres. And yes, Madam Faye, thank you for reminding us to follow our hearts and reach for our dreams. Now, everyone, a jump starter couldn't get any better than this dahil mapapakinggan po natin ang isa na namang inspirational message from another leader in the academic community. We are very delighted to have with us this morning the SUC President Sri of Marinduque State College. Please join me in warmly welcoming Dr. Justado P. Zulueta.
Good morning. This is not this is live. I do not have I will not, I'm not preparing for ganito. I thought na talagang puro live, but then my friend Pate Lauraya from Bicol University and now president of University of Nueva Caceres. Nakita ko medyo prepared talaga ito ano. And now may I greet her kahit siguro nakikita ito on live ng ating kasamahan sa PASUK. Former president of Bicol University and now the president of Nueva Caceres University and the president or director of the Southville International Schools and Colleges in Manila, Las Piñas, to our Kim Chua of Jobs180.com, to Miss Athena, Florida of DOLE. We have also on the floor Mr. Lorenzo, Llorin, Junior Uproof Group of Companies. Let me start that this graduation is thus the start of a new career for those who wanted to be on the field of employment. Because there are two things in life. We are preparing our students for great opportunities in terms of employment opportunities that will be offered by this organization and other organization that is creating employment for people. And number two is we have to create employment opportunities by empowering our students in terms of entrepreneurial venture. So, dalawa po ito. And in this time of VUCA, vulnerability, uncertainty, we have this complexity, and the next one is ambiguity. We need to look for an answer to this pandemic, the problem of today. And to open it up, we need to be concretized by having a graduate who are lifelong learner and also a very good communicator in this time of industrial revolution 4.0. And at this juncture, this idea that we're facing today in terms of employment opportunities, especially in this country and in other part of the world, is very important to have a SWOT analysis within each organization who needs a fresh graduate will work for them in this time of artificial intelligence and this time of pandemic. So I am urging everyone, especially those students who are now listening in this platform, that this endeavor of jobs180.com is very good. This is commendable effort so that the employability of graduates will be done, no? Kailangan industry, academe, relationship, and the quality of graduates will be employed. Ano ba ang natapos nila sa ating mga universidad? Ano ba ang natapos nila sa ating mga kolehiyo? At ito ba ay kinakailangan ng industriya natin sa larangan ng kanilang pagdating? Pagkatapos ng graduation, pupunta na sila sa kanilang employment. Di po ba? And because of that, nakikita natin na kailangan talaga ng mga kabataan na rin dito ngayon na sila ay ready in terms of digital age. Kinakailangan, alalahanin nila na lahat ng trabaho nag-offer ngayon ay nakarating dito sa tinatawag natin na ano po, na work from home. At ito po ay ginagamitan natin ng digital computing and analytics. So, kinakailangan nating makita, ano ba ang data? Ano ba ang statistics? Ano ba ang nakikita natin sa data analysis in terms of employability of graduates? Kinakailangan, nasa kanila ang ingredient na talagang kailangan natin ang nakapagtapos na ma-match ang kailangan ng industriya. Kinakailangan makakreate sila ng magandang resume. At kinakailangan din na mga nakatapos na ito at nakatapos na mga kurso, they have to really good interpersonal relationship, communication skills, and this time of internationalization is very important ingredient. You must be fluent in English, you must be fluent in Filipino, and any other dialect in the world, like Spanish, we have Japanese, the Chinese community will be employment. Now, is not within this country, but employment opportunity through the digital age is worldwide. That's why itong ating ngayong employment ay ito'y pangbuong pangdaigdigan. Kaya nga lang, handa ba tayong lahat? Are we ready to face the challenges of this 21st century? Ito pong ating 21st century na kinakailangan natin ng digitalization. Are we ready to face? Because for statistics, we are the texting capital of Asia. But how far we know when it comes to software, when it comes to everything in this digital age. That's why we need to have the software. No? May software dapat tayo dito. Nakikita natin ang puso. Ang puso ng isang tao, the heart of each individual, the graduates will be employed. Ano ba ang kabataan ngayon? Ano ba ang millennials ngayon? Kayo ba'y nakahanda na tuparin ang lahat ng ito? Maaaring napakalakas ng ating intelligent quotient, IQ. But that IQ will bring you to employment. The most important thing is your emotional intelligence. And of course, your adversity quotient. Coupled with artificial intelligence na ginagawa ng robotics, pero human hearts. Ang tao, hindi napapalitan. Lalo na sa teaching profession, ang vulnerability lang nito, ang hindi lang 1% lang ang dapat natin ikatakot. The fear is only 1%. Other than courses like accountancy, business, na napapalitan na ng robotics. May mga software and programs na ginagawa tayo lahat ngayon. Kung kaya kailangan kayo mga nag-aral at mga magsisipagtapos ngayon ay nakahanda na gabayan ninyo ang inyong mga sarili para marating ninyo ang goals and objectives. It's not always the grade that matters, but your perception of what life lies ahead after graduation. It is just a commencement ang graduation natin. It's just a piece of paper. But the mainstream is pag nandun na tayo sa ating pinagtatrabahuhan. Ano ang gagawin natin? At I'm very happy to hear from this job180.com. We have a representative from the Department of Labor and Employment, and we have 3 schools. Whatever is your geographical location, being from Bicol region, being from island provinces, and I am representative for island provinces of Mimaropa region, whether you're in Manila, whether in your Las Piñas, whether everywhere in this country, we need to understand that quality and excellence begins at this fourth industrial revolution. Guys, be ready. Ihanda ang mga gamit. Paglabas ng eskwelahan, pupunta tayo sa mahirap na parte. Ito'y ang paghahanap ng trabaho at ang pakipagtrabaho natin sa ating kapwa-tao. We need to be strong at this time of pandemic. We look forward to your success, and we need to understand what this pandemic will offer. Is this an opportunity or a chaos in this country? Somehow, it is an opportunity for the academe to understand and to learn the basic of digital age, the so-called smart university, wherein our Zoom is ready. It's better than before that I'm going to travel to Manila to attend conferences like this. Thank you so much. May God bless us all.
Thank you so much, Dr. Justdado Zulueta, Marinduque State College President. Salamat, sir, for gracing this activity with your presence. And we really appreciate, sir, the global insights that you have shared to us and the fresh perspectives on employability. And yes, graduates, the challenge is to have what it takes to be hired in this time against the backdrop of the 21st century challenges and competitions. Tama po si Dr. Zulweta. EQ, humans are indispensable despite those advancements. Thank you so much, sir, for those wonderful opinions. And now moving on to share with us part of his journey and to inspire us with his life story. We are very honored to have with us this morning a truly remarkable person and professional, an achiever in every measure. Papakilala ko po sa inyo ang isang professional engineer with 13 years of overall engineering and management experience specializing in construction, testing and commissioning, and project management for high-rise, mixed-use buildings and critical facilities. He was conferred as a CN engineer in 2018 and awarded as one of the most outstanding alumnus of UNC in 2020. So, to give us an inspirational message, let's all warmly welcome our keynote speaker this morning, a technical service engineer at ABB Singapore Private Limited, Mr. Eric Christian Baldoza.
Good morning, everyone. A pleasant day to all our beloved professors, to the UNC administration, and to all the graduating students of 2021. It is an honor to be invited here today to give you some pointers and share some of my experiences as you embark to a new chapter in your life. A different chapter where you will be able to become more independent and more decisive outside the university. Today's event is your first digital career fair with the theme The UNC and 2021 Graduates, Gifted to Give Towards a Preferred Future. With the current global pandemic situation, virtual meetings and seminars has become the new normal platform for us to continue with our daily activities. Thanks to technology that we are still able to continue our education, our work, and still able to move on with our daily lives. Well, I'm not here to talk about the current global situation. We have experts to deal with that. But what is happening now affects all of us, and our utmost cooperation is needed to suppress this pandemic. Moving on, first, I would like to congratulate all of you for reaching this far. It only means that you will be graduating on your chosen degree. Some of you will be receiving diploma with medals and flying colors, and some of you will only get the diploma. Be proud. Some people cannot even finish their degree for some reasons, and some don't even have the capacity to begin with. The important thing is that you did your best to finish your degree. This is just the beginning. The next days after your graduation will be a different story. You will be on your own to look for a job. Some of you will take the board exam to earn their titles, and some of you will continue to a higher degree. Whatever you do after your graduation is all up to you, and the result will decide your future. I want to share some of my experiences before I became what I am now. I was once like you, 14 years ago, thinking what my career will be after graduation. Which company should I apply? What environment should I work on? And how much salary will I ask? These are just common questions from a new graduate. The real talk is, 14 years ago, I was a new graduate and no trade work experience. Well, I cannot 100% say that all of you do not have work experiences, as some of you for sure are working students up to now. But the thing is, that time I was a new graduate, and most employers will just offer me the minimum salary grade. So my advice to you is do some research and apply to all your chosen companies that suits your qualification. Then consider the offers. After that, you evaluate, weigh down all the offers, and choose the best company that will give you a good career path and benefits. Some of you will land their dream job right away, and others won't. Don't be disheartened if you didn't get the job that you wanted right away. There is always a right time for everything, and you are just taking a different route towards your dream. I was just an average graduate of our university, but during that time, I learned a lot, not only in academics, but also from my extracurricular activities and leadership in my organizations. And that is what made me versatile in the workforce. After graduation, I also struggled to land a job related to my degree, especially those with rewarding benefits. But it is what it is. I cannot demand for something that is not equivalent to my qualifications. So I just decided to focus on gaining work experiences, and I just told myself that I must work hard, work my way up, and learn more for me to reach my goal. To cut the story short, I worked hard, both locally and abroad, to earn my engineering and management experiences, and to fulfill my dream to reach the peak of my profession. I am a professional electrical engineer, and it is a very rewarding and fulfilling attaining this title. Being professional opened more opportunities for me globally. I am also an ASEAN professional engineer, recognized across Southeast Asia. And as I progress more with my career, I am planning to reach out to Asia Pacific countries as well. Before I end my speech, I would like to share some advice to all of you. First, set your attitude. You cannot achieve anything if you don't have the right attitude. Second, be patient. No matter how long it takes and how far you go, believe in yourself and push yourself into the challenge, and eventually you will succeed and you will be rewarded. Third, stay humble. Always remember to look back where you came from and be always open-minded. And lastly, don't forget our university motto, non scule sed vitae. We learn not for school, but for life. So live your life to the fullest, enjoy, explore, and give back to the community, as well as be grateful for all your blessings. Again, congratulations to all graduating students of 2021, and good luck on your future endeavors.
Maraming salamat po, Engineer Eric, for sharing the words of wisdom. Tama po siya, we seldom get things right the first time. So, let's keep trying and never give up. And from him, we learn to aim high and hit the mark. Sabi nga po niya, tatlong tips ang ibinigay niya: right attitude, be patient, and stay humble. Thank you so much to our outstanding alumnus for making UNC very proud. As a gesture of our immense gratitude, we would like to award this certificate of appreciation to our keynote speaker this morning. The University of Nueva Caceres and Jobs180.com presents the Certificate of Appreciation to Engineer Eric Christian Baldoza for imparting his valuable insights and inspirations to the graduating students of the University of Nueva Caceres Batch 2021 during the Marketing Me Live at the University of Nueva Caceres, given this 26th day of May 2021 at the University of Nueva Caceres, Naga City, Camarines Sur. Signed by the Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Romeo M. Sumayo Jr., and the University President, Dr. Faye Leia Patria M. Lauraya. On behalf of the UNC community at sa lahat po na nandirito sa ating activities this morning, nais natin magpasalamat sa ating keynote speaker, Engineer Eric Christian Baldoza. Maraming salamat po for imparting your life story to us, and we are so blessed. And now it's time to introduce you all to a great innovation to market ourselves the best possible way and to match us with the most relevant company and positions. To walk us through this powerful tool that will help us put our best foot forward and to showcase our skills and finally seal the deal in our job applications, it is with great excitement and anticipation to welcome our first speaker. Our first speaker is the managing editor of Jobs180.com. He has 20 years of experience in sales, marketing, business development, customer service, operations, business process, and human resources. As a trusted resource speaker, he has done over 1,000 career development seminars in more than 400 colleges and universities nationwide. So everyone, let's all welcome our first speaker this morning, Mr. Kim Chua.
Everyone, allow me to share to you how to make a job-winning resume. Yan. A lot of you are now looking for a job and exploring for the next chapter in your life. I hope that this session will be able to help you. Not only you, but the people that you know that needs help in terms of how to make a job-winning resume. Yan. So yan na tinatawag natin ResumeLink. A lot of platforms right now, mga online platforms are being offered left and right. But for you to know paano to magiging job-winning tool or job-winning resume to, meron akong checklist. So go with me, with all these checklists. Your checklist should include the following. Number 1, kailangan mag-stand out ka. When you look for a job, you have to be able to stand out. Because if you're not going to be able to stand out, then I think you'll just be part of the crowd. You'll be one of the next applicant na wala lang, na hindi mapapansin. Another thing that should be in your checklist is that you should only have one file. Hindi dapat maraming files na iba-iba sinesend sa mga companies. Mas maganda, isang file lang para pag sinend mo, lahat ng details mo nandoon na. Another thing in your checklist is that it should make the process more efficient. Ibig sabihin, mas mabilis mag-submit, mas mabilis makita ng HR, at mas mabilis kayo makontak for possible next steps na or possible job offer na. Now, another thing in my checklist is that dapat tipid ito, wala itong gastos. The tool that I will show you today, wala itong gastos. Libre po ito. At higit sa lahat, ito ang pinaka-importante sa lahat. This should be in your checklist. The tool should be secured. Okay? More than anything, importante talaga ang data. Pero ang data ninyo, dapat yung proteksyonan. And using this tool, this is the most secured resume kung tawagin. Bakit siya tinawag na most secured resume? Let me go through the next slides na. Okay? Ito ang tinatawag na ResumeLink. Okay? A personalized URL for anyone can open online anytime. I will use an example para makarelate kayo. If you are John Santos, ang link mo or resume link mo pwede maging johnsantos.jobs180.com. Ganun lang kasimple. At yan na po ang resume link nyo. So how do you make one? Go with me through the 3 simple steps. First step is you have to register. Absolutely, wala tong bayad. Libre po ito. How do you register? You go to the website of jobs180.com. That's www.jobs180.com at dun ka mag-register on the upper right side of your screen. Now, as you do that, you have to put the basic information. Okay? So, alam nyo na ano mga information yan. Hindi ko na isa-isahin. Babawasan nyo naman at alam nyo naman ano dapat ilagay. Now, as you create your account, you have to use a valid email. Okay? Now, before we go to the email, paalala ko lang, sa mga nag-isip sa inyo, paano kung hindi ako si John Santos, ano gagawin kong resume link? O yan, baka nag-isip kayo eh. So, if ever lang, meron kang kapangalan, okay, just so happen na may ibang John Santos na nauna sa inyo, ano mangyayari? Magkakaroon doon na red na box, sasabihin niya, this name has already been taken. Huwag kayong malungkot. Pag taken na, okay lang, just be creative. Pwede mo gawin, baliktarin mo. Gawin mo santosjohn.jobs180.com o kaya J Santos o kaya Santos J o kaya JS o kaya SJ. Depende kung ano gusto mo gawin. Basta importante, wala kang kapangalan. Okay? Wala kang kapareho. Now, when you do this, huwag kayong OA. Do not create yung mga ganong klaseng over creative na mga resume link because it doesn't look professional. Imagine submitting to a company with your resume link that says eljablo.jobs180.com. Hindi yan mukhang professional. Okay? Now, when you register, please use a valid email. Ito yung emphasis ko lang sa pag-create nyo ng account na dapat gamitin yung email, yung nabubuksan yung email, kagaya ng Gmail, Yahoo, or any email na nabubuksan nyo. Do not create, example lang yung mga email na kagaya ng ganito, patricia@facebook.com na email. Huwag kang gagamit ng joseph@facebook.com na email to register. In short, huwag mong gagamitin yung @facebook.com na email. Because if you use @facebook.com na email, you will no longer be able to receive notification being sent to you by the companies as well as jobs180.com. Importante po na nabubuksan nyo yung email nyo kasi kailangan mo i-verify yung account mo. Okay? It is very important that you verify your account as a proof na ikaw nag-register at pangalawa, para ikaw ay makapag-apply. If you don't do this, if you don't verify, walang mangyayari sa account nyo. Okay? So sayang lang. So you have to verify to finish the first step. Okay? How do you verify? Just open your email, look for the link, click mo yung verify, you're done with the first step. Okay? Tapos na yung first step. Ano yung first step? Register. Wala tong bayad. Let's go to the second step. Ang second step, ang pinaka-logical sa lahat. Kailangan kumpleto ang detalye nyo. So how do you do that? You go back again to your account by going to the website of jobs180.com. This time, hindi mo kailangan mag-register. Ang gagawin mo, mag-login. Pag login mo, lagay mo dito yung email nyo or resume link nyo. Kayo lang may alam yan. At lalo na yung password nyo na kayo lang talaga may alam yan. So when you do that, you now go inside your account. Pag nasa loob na kayo ng account nyo, ano gagawin nyo? Mabilis na lang ito. Fill in the blanks. Okay? Now, I don't have to go through all the information here because definitely, alam mo naman, pag sinabi ditong name, malamang pangalan nyo. Pag nakalagay dito address, malamang address nyo. Diba? So, you put all the information ninyo dito. Okay? Lagay nyo. Then, what else do you put in here? Importante po, lagay dito lahat ng posibleng paraan na pwede ka makontak ng isang HR. Kagaya ng social media account nyo. Diba? Hindi lang email tsaka phone number. Bakit? Most of the time, ano nangyayari? Okay, let me tell you. Marami sa inyo nilalagay nyo phone number nyo. Pero pag tinatawagan kayo ng HR, hindi nyo sinasagot. Lalo na pag hindi mo kilala. Hala, sino kaya ito? Hindi mo sasagutin. Diba? Kasi takot kayo, baka nagsascam or whoever yung tumatawag. So ano mangyayari sa mga HR? Mag-i-email kami ngayon sa inyo. But you don't open email more often than you open your social media account. So I recommend lahat ng posibleng paraan na pwede ka makontak na isang HR, ilagay mo dito. Kagaya ng mga Facebook nyo or Twitter nyo para mabilis ay makapag-PM. Private message, makapag-invite for the next step. Okay? What else do you put here? You also put here your work options, yung mga work experience nyo. Pagdating po sa work options, you can see on the screen, you have 4 options na pwede nyo pagpilian. Parang switch lang yan. Yes, no switch, on, off switch. So you can choose here, example, looking for OJT, lagay mo yes, if you're looking for OJT right now. And later on, pag hindi na, turn it off. Edi lagay mo na no. Diba? So depende yan kung anong mas trip nyo or ano mas pasok dun sa hinahanap nyo right now. What the system will do is it will try to match you with companies who are also looking for the same profile with what you have. Yan yung kagandahan ng tool natin. Hindi mo kailangan mag-door-to-door para mag-submit ng resume link ninyo. Okay? What else do you put here? You put here your school under education. Even later on, okay, pagka-graduate nyo, you can also put here your schools. Yung mga nag-take pa kayo ng further studies, pwede mo rin ilagay dito. Okay, so walang limit sa space yan. Pagdating pa sa seminars attended, ganun din. Kahit gano'ng karami, pwede nyo ilagay dito. Kahit magkopyahan pa kayo. Just make sure lang alam mo yung seminar na yon. Kaya baka matanong ka sa interview. Pagdating po sa certification, ganun din. Put all the certification programs that you've had, you put it here. Okay? When it comes to the achievement, do not limit your achievement only inside the school. Hindi lahat na nakikinig ngayon ay Dean's Lister. Hindi kayo lahat dito ay honor student. Diba? Ayan, nag-agree marami sa inyo. So, hindi lang po ang achievement nakabase sa academic excellence. Some of you are student leaders. So, if you're active sa school, you also put it here kung ano yung mga pinagkakaabalahan nyo. And hindi lang sa loob ng school, even outside the school. If you're active in your barangay, halimbawa, isa kang tanod, ilagay mo dyan. Diba? Yan yung mga achievement ninyo. So, you put it here. Bakit? Because what you're doing now is you're trying to market yourself more effectively to that prospective company. Okay? Now, when it comes to the skills and languages, ito yung common observation namin mga HR. Pagdating sa skills, nilalagay mo lang na skills yung mga umiikot lang sa course nyo. Hindi porkat communication arts ang course mo, com arts lang ang skills na alam mo. Hindi porkat engineering ang course mo, ang alam mo lang na skill ay pang-engineering. Hindi porkat tourism or HRM ang course mo, ang alam mo lang na skill ay pang-tourism at pang-HRM. Maybe some of you are into multimedia, into photography, into videography, into something else, arts, crafts, whatever. Lahat ng yan, skills nyo yan. Remember, what you're doing here is you're marketing yourself more effectively. Kaya kung ako sa inyo, ilagay mo dito lahat ng skills na alam ninyo. Pagdating po sa languages, ganun din. Huwag mong ilimit yan sa dalawang lengguwahe lang. Because I'm sure alam nyo na yung dalawa. Kung dalawa lang talaga alam nyo din, dalawa lang. Ano tong dalawang to? English and Tagalog or Filipino. Okay? Now, if you know other local dialect, Bisaya, Kapampangan, Sabacano, Ilonggo, you can also put it here. If you know foreign languages, German, French, Chinese, Japanese, diba, Korean, pwede mo ilagay dyan. Okay? Walang limit sa space yan. When it comes to the references, sigurado ko yung mga references nyo, kilala nyo. Ang malaking tanong dito kayo ba'y kilala nila? Sana oo, di ba? Kasi madalas pag tumatawag kami sa mga references nyo, hindi kayo maalala. So please tell them, ginawa nyo silang reference para at least they know what to tell about you. Okay? Now at this point, to make your life easier, kung sakali lang nakagawa ka na ng resume nyo in your Word file or maybe in your doc file, depende kung anong file nyo, PDF file, whatever file you have. Kung nakagawa ka na ng resume nyo, simple na lang. Just copy all the information inside dito. Na ilagay mo sa loob ng ResumeLink. Just transfer them here inside the ResumeLink para maging secured yung data nyo. Okay? Kung bakit secured, I'll tell you as we go along. Okay? So yung mga sinabi ko, I think alam nyo na yan. Alam nyo na yan. Okay? Itong mga susunod kong papakita, ito yung mga amazing na portion. Let me start with the portfolio section. Ano yung portfolio section? This is the part where you now upload evidence of your skills. Example, ano ebidensya na graduate na kayo later on? Diploma, di ba? Transcript. Ano pa? Toga, hindi ebidensya yung toga. Okay? Kung ano man meron nyo, di ba? Certificate, diploma, yan, ebidensya yan. Okay? Kung transcript of records is evidence na graduate na kayo. Ano ebidensya na wala kayong criminal record? NBA clearance, police clearance, di ba? Ano ebidensya na pwede ka pumunta sa ibang bansa? Passport, visa, lahat ng mga sinasabi mong mga skills mo or yung mga what you're claiming that you know, you can now support them here sa portfolio section by showing those documents. Diba? Anong ebidensya na ikaw ay healthy? Meron kang medical clearance. Anong ebidensya na pwede kang mag-drive ng sasakyan? Meron kang driver's license. Diba? So gets nyo na yung sinasabi ko. Ang point ko lang is you can now put the things here to support yung claim nyo of your skills. Now, you're starting to think, Sir, kung pare-pareho naman kaming graduate sa school namin, pare-pareho kami magkakaklase, same yung course namin, same yung school, same yung teachers, same yung curriculum, pare-pareho lang naman kami lahat, walang experience sa trabaho, how will we stand out? Ayan, di ba? Okay, eto ngayon yung isang magandang recommendation ko sa inyo on how you now stand out. You get your smartphones. Kunin mo yung mga smartphones nyo. Kung wala, manghiram sa kaibigan. Okay, hiram mo sa kaibigan mo. I-record mo yung selfie video mo. You say something interesting about yourself. Record it in about 30 seconds to 1 minute lang. Huwag na masyadong mahaba. Ano gagawin mo? Pretend that you are being interviewed by the HR. So you answer basic questions like, tell me something about yourself. O, di ba? Ano yung mga gasgas sa tanong natin? Why should we hire you? O, di ba? Just imagine na tinanong ka ng HR at sasagutin mo na lang siya. Ang maganda lang ngayon, recorded mo. So kung di mo type yung sagot, edi-delete mo. Pag type mo, you save it. Then you upload it sa YouTube or sa Vimeo. Maraming mga video channel na libre, mga video converter sa online. Hanapin mo lang. And when you're done, you put that video link doon sa portfolio section nyo. O, di ba? This time, it will definitely make you stand out because depende na to sa diskarte mo on how you're going to present yourself. Okay? So I leave it up to you on how you do that. Now, another thing for you to do, na sure akong hindi to makokopya ng classmate mo, ay yung picture mo. Diba? So you put your profile picture here. Now, when it comes to the picture, hindi kailangan sobrang formal na formal. Hindi kailangan pumunta sa studio. Huwag na kayo gumastos. Ang importante dito, tumingin kayo sa camera. Plain background. Okay? Plain background, tumingin kayo sa camera. Wear something, of course. Wear something decent. Okay? Do not upload profile pictures that look like the right side of your screen. Yung mga sample na yan, hindi po maganda yung sample yan. Okay? So, huwag kayo maglagay ng ganun kasi mga sample na profile picture. Now, another good thing pa that will make you stand out using the ResumeLink is your cover photo. Yes! A picture paints 1,000 words. Yan ang kasabihan na very, very applicable dito. A lot of you who are listening today, hindi kayo gifted with writing skills. Hirap kayo i-express ang inyong feelings at inyong thoughts into words. Hindi mo ma-type, hindi mo ma-sulat. Tama? Hirap tayo eh. Bakit? Hindi natural sa atin yan. Pero pagdating sa picture, kaya mo i-express yung inyong personality. Look at the examples I'm showing you. Look at the one on the left. Ano siya? Isa siyang ophthalmologist or optometrist. Sabi naman ng iba, eye expert. Di ba? Yung sa kanan, ano siya? Sabi ng iba, sir, parang IT. Sir, techie siguro kasi maraming gadget, pati stapler, gadget niya. Di ba? O sabi ng iba naman, sir, parang makalat. O depende na kung how you are going to interpret it. But now, the way I see it, itong taong to, multitasker. Okay? Another good example I'm showing you is this one. Someone from psychology, someone from neurologist, or maybe someone who knows left and right. Ganun lang kasimple. No? So, depende yan how you're going to express yourself. Okay? Another good example pa, itong person na to, ang gusto niya sabihin, there's no shortcut to success. You will be able to reach your goal by taking one step at a time. O, di ba? So, I'm showing you good examples. Hindi yan member na Akit Bahay Gang. Hindi rin po yan social climber, in case that's what you're thinking. So, kung nagpakita ko ng magaganda example, I will also show you yung mga hindi magandang example para wag niyong gagayahin. Huwag kayong magpapaka-misteryoso. Okay? Make sure you put your picture there. Okay? Kasi maraming pangalan ngayon interchangeable. Ako mismo, guilty ako dyan. My name is Kim. A lot of people think babae ako. Ako rin mismo, napagkakamala ko yung mga aplikante, pinakita ko, Chris, George, Alex, Sam. O, diba? Minsan isipin ko, Joey, lalaki. Yung pala, babae. Diba? So, you better put your picture there para at least alam ng HR who to expect. Okay? Now, when you make your resume link, dapat may laman talaga yan. Kasi kung walang laman yan, ganyan itsura niyan. Blanco. And how do you expect companies will look, or HR from companies will look at your profile if you submit to them resume links that look like this? It's like submitting a piece of a paper, bond paper, or long bond paper, short bond paper na walang laman except pangalan mo. And that's the same as this one. So hindi yan papansinin ng mga HR for sure. Okay? Sayang lang oras nyo tsaka oras ng HR. Kailangan attractive. Okay? When I say attractive or catchy, do not overdo it naman. Now, this is just in my opinion. In my opinion, I think this one is not a good example. Kasi ang dating niya parang tamad, parang happy-go-lucky, parang chill-chill lang, no? Parang gano'n na dating. So, I leave it up to you on how you'll be, expressing yourself na dito. Okay? So, sa mga personality nyo. Alam nyo na anong dapat nyo gawin at hindi nyo dapat gawin. So, showing a very good example is si iExpert. Tignan mo, lahat ng detalye niya, kompleto. Everything from top to bottom, kompleto lahat ng details, including yung kanyang mga portfolio section na nagpapatunay na siya ay isang licensed ophthalmologist. Pinakita niya lahat ng mga posibleng hingiin pa sa kanya ng mga HR. So bakit ko sinabi sa inyo napapabilis yung buhay dito? Hindi lang buhay nyo. Pati buhay din ng HR napapabilis. Because once you submit all this information to that company, when the HR opens your resume link and sees everything about you, dalawa lang ang pwedeng mangyari niyan. One is, nahuli mo atensyon, gusto kanya ngayon kausapin or schedule for the next step like interview or possibly job offer, or hindi ka nag-fit. Yun yung second. Diba? Para at least, ang maganda rito, hindi na pabalik-balik, hindi na siya tatawag para sabihin, hello ma'am, meron ka bang evidence na graduate ka na talaga sa school na yan? Can you send me your transcript? Diba? Can you send me yung mga evidence or yung mga sample skills o sample work mo kasi you are in IT or in graphic design? Diba? Gets mo ibig ko sabihin, wag nang pabalik-balik, sayang yung oras. Okay? Time is of the essence, lalo na ngayon. So you put everything there, at least pag nakita ng HR, diretso na kagad sa pagprocess sa inyo. Okay? A lot of you are now thinking, sir, pag gumawa ako ng resume link at nilagay ko lahat ng information ko dyan, baka naman yung mga data ko nakakalat na sa buong mundo. Baka naman yung mga information ko nakalantad na sa buong internet. The answer is, no. Kaya nga siya tinawag na the most secured resume. Okay? Bakit siya tinawag na most secured resume? Because you have the ultimate control over your privacy settings. Follow the screen. Inside your dashboard, when you log in, you can go to your settings. Sa settings mo, to be specific, puntahan mo yung privacy settings. In your privacy settings, you choose the information that you want to show. Wala nga, you do not want to show your birthday. What do you do? Turn it off. Ayaw mo pakita yung address mo. What do you do? Turn it off. Ayaw mo pakita ang inyong references. What do you do? Turn it off. So lahat na naka-off, hindi lalabas sa public. At sino may control niyan? Kayo lang. O, di ba? Ang maganda pa rito, real-time update yan. Halimbawa, today, you decide not to show your birthday, your address, and references. And then 5 minutes later, you decide, sige, pakita ko na nga birthday ko. Turn it on. Real-time. 5 minutes later, the moment you save your settings, lahat ng binigyan mo ng resume link, updated na rin sila real-time. as in real time. Di ba? Ayos, di ba? Sige, tuloy natin. Tuloy pa natin to. So, reminders ko na lang sa mga late na dumating or kakakinig lang, when you make your resume link, make sure that your profile is interesting and attractive. Okay? Wag OA. Iba yung over naman yun. No? Wag naman ganun. So, make sure it's attractive, it's catchy. Complete all the information, especially your contact details. Kasi sayang naman lahat ng ginawa mo, nahuli mo attention, hindi ka makontak ng HR. So, better make sure nandyan yung mga contact details yun na updated. Okay? So, yan. So, tapos na tayo sa 2 steps. Last step na lang. Ano yung first step? Recap lang. First step is register. Wala tong bayad. Libre po yan. Second step is for you to complete the information. Yan ang pinaka-logical. And the last step now is for you to submit. So, you're now thinking, okay to paano ko gagamitin ngayon yung resume link? Bigyan kita ng iba-ibang paraan. Okay? Lahat ito practical application para makarelate kayo. Unang option, pumunta ka sa website ng jobs180.com. That's www.jobs180.com, and that's where you now start to look for companies. Type the companies that you're looking for. Pag may lumabas, edi good. Pag walang lumabas, edi wala. Okay, wag din pilitin. Okay? Now, you can also see there a lot of companies, a lot of company logos that you can shop around, you can choose, learn about the company, and if you want to be part of the company, I recommend you submit your resume link kahit na hindi ka pa qualified. Let me repeat what I just said. If you want to be part of an organization, if you want to be part of that company, even if you are not yet qualified, I recommend you give your resume link to that company. Bakit? Imagine, kung ngayong hapon, ngayong araw, nagsubmit ka ng resume link sa isang kumpanya na naghahanap ng 3 years experience na aplikante. Wala ka pang 3 years experience. Okay lang. Because nabigay mo na yung resume link mo sa kanya, pagdating ng 2024, siguro naman by that time, meron ka ng 3 years experience, di ba? Kasi nag-work ka na ngayon by 2021. By 2024, may 3 years experience ka na, pwede ka na ma-qualify dun sa position in-applyan mo. And you never know. That company might just contact you later on, provided that your details are still updated. So you have to update those information real time. Ayos ba? Ayos, di ba? Wala nang pabalik-balik, hindi mo na kailangan magbalik-balik dun sa kumpanya para sabihin, nag-apply po ko sa inyo last year, ako po yung OJT nyo 3 months ago. Wala nang ganun. Okay? Another practical application. When you submit your resumes through email, how do you do that? Madalas, ito ginagawa natin. Mag-email tayo, sasabihin natin, Dear HR Manager, I would like to apply for the following position, and this is my resume. Ano gagawin nyo? I-attach mo yung Word file mo or PDF file mo. Tama? If that is how you're doing it, wag mo nang gawin yon. Wag ka na mag-attach ng anything sa email. Pampabagal lang yan, tsaka makaluma na yung style na yan. Bakit ko sinabi yon? Kasi hindi mo na kailangan talaga mag-attach ng anything. Ang gagawin mo, i-type mo na lang doon sa email mo yung resume link mo. Example, Dear HR Manager, I would like to apply for the following position. And this is my resume. In this example, Antonio Juan de la Cruz, 01.jobs180.com. That's it. Submit. I look forward to your information soon. Thank you. Send. Every time meron kang babaguhin sa details mo, hindi mo na kailangan padalhan yung HR. Kasi kung ginagamit mo mga attachment, ang kulit niyan ang kulit, saka nakapagod. Ano gagawin mo pag nagbago ka ng phone number? Dear HR Manager, this is now my updated resume. Mamaya-maya, 2 weeks later, nagpalit ka ng phone number. Ano gagawin mo? Dear HR Manager, this is now my updated, most recent resume. O di ba? Every time meron kang babaguhin, padala ka na padala doon sa HR. Nakakapagod yan, hindi lang sa part nyo, kundi sa part din namin sa mga HR to keep track which one yung pinaka-updated na details. So this time, wala na kailangan. Palit-palit na lang kayo ng details nyo, update na lang sa loob ng resume link. Ayos ba? Ayos pa. Okay, tuloy pa natin to. Okay? If you want to print your resume, this is now the good news. You can now print your resume link. No matter how much information you have, the system will try to compress everything into one page. So kung gusto mo talaga mag-print ng papel at mag-submit sa mga kumpanya, walang kaso. Pumunta ka lang sa dashboard mo, hanapin mo yung print na option at mamili ka kung 1 column or 2 column version ang gusto mo i-print. What the system will do is it will try to compress everything into one page para tipid na. O, di ba? Now, usapang tipid. Ito mas tipid pa. Gusto mo mag-print ng resume pero gusto mo magtipid. Itong gawin mo. Gumawa ka ng resume link card. Ano tong resume link card? Sa isang pirasong long bond or short bond paper, mag-design ka ng maraming resume link card. No? Maliliit lang, parang business card ang dating. In one piece of paper, I think you can make 10, 20 sets of cards. Depende sa size ng papel mo. At ang importante lang ilagay mo dyan sa resume link card mo ay syempre ang inyong resume link. Diba? So, hindi mo na kailangan ilagay lahat ng details mo sa resume sa loob ng maliit na papel. Lagay mo lang resume link mo. And that is what you now give to the companies when you start applying. Look at the picture I'm showing you. Diba? Tipid. Hindi lang tipid. Secured pa. Tingnan nyo. If you submit yung big paper resume nyo, long bond paper, sinubmit mo sa isang kumpanya, nag-apply ka. For some reason, nilipad ng hangin. Yung nakapulot ng papel na yan, alam na buong detalye mo because everything is in that one-page printout. Now, if you lose that small piece of paper, don't worry. Meron kang peace of mind. Bakit? Yung mga kapulot niyan, limited sa privacy settings mo because you have the ultimate control over your privacy settings kahit na i-type niya yan sa browser. Okay? So, ang recommend ko rin sa mga nakikinig, use the gadget. Take advantage of the technology. Use your gadget, your laptop, your cell phone, your tablet, kung ano man. Okay? Para ngayon kasi, this day and age, technology na ang gamitin natin. Kung mano-mano pa rin kayo, wala kayong gadget, okay lang. Huwag kayong malungkot. You can still submit to the companies by just simply writing the resume link on a piece of paper. As simple as that. Okay? So, again, sa mga nagtatanong, ano yung mga guidelines ko para makagawa ako ng job-winning resume? Ito yung guideline ko. Ito yung checklist ko. Are you using the right tool? That's the ultimate question. There are so many tools right now, but these are the things that you should consider when you make your resume. And that is the resume link. It already addresses the following. Number 1, security ng information mo. I hope by this time, you have peace of mind. Ito na ang pinaka-secured na information because you have the ultimate control over your privacy setting. Pangalawa, the speed of hire becomes faster. It becomes more efficient because whatever you need, whatever the HR needs, you can already put it inside the resume link. Another thing is that it's flexible. If you want to print, just in case lang gusto mo talaga mag-print ng resume nyo, you have the option to print it. And you don't have to worry about saan ko sinave yung file na yan, saan ko tinago, wala nang ganun. Just log into your account and print. Mamili ka lang kung 1 column or 2 column version. At higit sa lahat, wala po itong bayad. Tipid po ito. Walang bayad. Okay? Ang kailangan mo lang, of course, internet. Sa mga nag-iisip sa inyo, sir, kailangan ko ng pan-data, pwede ka naman makakonect sa internet na walang data eh. Punta ka sa libreng wifi. Di ba? Baka yung kapitbahay nyo may libreng wifi, makagamit ka muna. Later on, pag may trabaho ka na, may sweldo na, bayaran mo yung wifi niya. Di ba? Bawi-bawi lang yan. No? Give and take. And there are a lot more benefits to just what I've mentioned. Marami pang iba. You can share your resume link to whatever platform you want to share it to. Gusto mo i-text? Gusto mo siya i-private message? Gusto mo i-send via Viber? Kayo bahala. Pwede mo i-share. Basta kayo may control. Ganun lang kasimple. No? Kung hindi mo ito binigay sa kahit kanino, hindi malalaman to nung taong yon. And you don't have to save it to whatever USBs or hard drive. No need na. Wala rin tong mga tipong version na kailangan pang mag-compatible. Walang ganun. Lahat ito compatible. Pwede lahat. Okay? So, shout out na lang ako. Shout out to all our school partners. By the grace of God, right now, we have about 400 plus colleges and university partners nationwide, including your alma mater. So, thank you. We're very thankful for this opportunity that we're able to do this kahit tayo nasa loob ng bahay, kahit kayo ay nasa loob ng bahay. So, hindi tayo physically nagpe-present, pero nakakatulong pa rin tayo, especially if you have friends or relatives whom you think would need this tool. Please share this to them. Okay? Sa mga nagtatanong naman ng mga frequently asked questions, sasagutin ko na. Ito kasi yung mga common questions na kadalasan tinatanong sa akin. Ang tanong, can I give my resume link to companies who do not know about jobs180.com? The answer is absolutely yes. It depends kung sino ang bibigyan mo. Ikaw may ultimate control niyan. Okay? Pangalawang question, is this the same as other job platform like LinkedIn, JobStreet, iba pang mga job site? The answer is no. Meron tong dalawang major difference. Yes. Lalo na pagdating sa security. Okay. Of course, explain lang ako Okay. With respect to the other sites that I've mentioned, let me just use JobStreet as an example para lang mas makarelate, no? Para makarelate. You can only use JobStreet resume if you're applying to companies who are also using JobStreet. If you're applying to a company who is not using JobStreet, you cannot use your JobStreet resume anymore. With your resume link, you can use this to any type of company, any platform, wherever they are. Kahit sa loob ng Pilipinas or sa labas ng Pilipinas, pwede mong applyan. Kahit hindi niya alam ang Jobs 180, basta alam niya ang resume link mo, pwede niya mabuksan ang profile at makita according to your settings. That's the first difference. Pangalawang difference, kung nabigay mo na, kung na-submit mo na ang job street resume mo sa isang company, wala ka nang pwedeng baguhin. Lahat ng data mo nandun na yan sa HR. Yes. Hindi na magbabago yan real time. With your resume link, na-submit mo today, mali pala number mo, na-submit mo today, mali pala yung spelling mo, you can always edit it. Enter, save it. Real-time update. Lahat ng binigyan mo ng resume link, updated real-time. Ayos? Okay, tuloy tayo sa number 3 question. Number 3 question is the easiest question. Ang tanong dito is, can I keep my information secured? I hope by this time, na-convince ko na kayo na ito na ang pinaka-secured na platform. Okay? That's the reason why I'm sharing this to you. Okay? Number 4, I think this is the most important question. How often should you update your resume link? Ang sagot dito, hindi araw-araw, hindi linggo-linggo, hindi buwan-buwan, hindi taon-taon. Ang sagot dito ay every time. Every time na meron kayong babaguhin, lalo na ang contact details nyo. Yan ang importante. You have to update your contact details every time na meron kayong papalitan doon. Kasi yan yung paraan para makontak kayo ng mga companies. And the last question is just a trivia. Why is this called jobs180.com? This is called jobs180.com because we want to turn your life around. Yan, di ba? 180 degrees. Hindi siya 360. Kasi kung 360, bumalik ka lang kung saan ka galing. Di balik-balik ka lang, balik-balik ka lang, balik-balik ka lang. Di wala nangyari. Di ba? So you have to do it 180 degrees. It's a straight line towards your career goal. Okay? Just in case may tanong pa kayo, nahiya magtanong, pumunta lang kayo sa website namin, sa jobs180.com, or email us, email me, here sa info@jobs180.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram para makakuha kayo ng mga latest trends in recruitment. Okay, again, my name is Kim Chua. Don't forget yung wa. Okay, baka Kim Chu lang maalala nyo. Na nagsasabing, be safe at isang magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, sir. And we are beginning to love Resume Link. Thank you, Mr. Kim Chua, for walking us through. Very comprehensive po ang inyong discussion of this powerful tool. Tama po, technology is really our ticket to a great many possibilities. Salamat din po sa very practical tips from creating our email addresses to choice of photos na ilalagay namin. And salamat po sa very lively discussion ng Resume Link and its many benefits. Now, everyone, the floor is open for your questions. Ito po ang ating open forum. Let's get interactive. We would like to hear from our participants. Kung meron po kayong mga katanungan, you may use the comment section. Pwede po kayong magtanong. Any point of inquiries that you want to clarify. Of course, our first speaker will be very happy to accommodate us. So in the meantime, pwede na ba ako mauna sa open forum? Mr. Kim Chua, can you tell us po about what will happen on the virtual career fair this Friday, sir?
Thank you, Faye. So ito yung mga mangyayari, no? First, explain ko muna if the audience are wondering ano ba ito man scroll dito sa baba ng ng screen natin. You can see here, ito yung mga dedicated career portal that we have created for your school. No, so with respect to each of the schools, so isa-isahin ko lang, basahin ko, no, makita niyo ito nakalagay schools.jobs180.com/UNC. That stands for University of Nueva Caceres. The next one you'll see there is schools.jobs180.com/Southville. Para naman po yan sa mga Southville International School and Colleges. And then, syempre, hindi mo mawala, nakikita nyo sa screen, nakalagay schools.jobs180.com/MSC. Shortcut na lang po yun para sa Marinduque State College. Yan, kasi mahaba. Kung masyadong mahaba, tatay pa natin, baka magkamali. So, ano yung makikita ninyo? When you go to those respective links, you'll be able to see yung mga companies and industry partners ng respective schools po ninyo. So, pwede rin kayo doon makahanap ng mga opportunities ng mga companies, as well as pwede rin kayo doon mag-register ng inyong resume link. You can go there or you can go to the website of jobs180.com. Now, another thing I want to show you is yung ating virtual career fair happening po this coming Friday. Yan. So, meron pong mangyayari this Friday na virtual career fair. So, what I'm doing now is I'm trying to share my screen para lang po makita rin ninyo. I-open ko po, no? Ayan. So, dali lang open natin para makita ng ating madlang bayan. Okay, meron tayong dalawa pong event Actually, hindi dalawang event. Meron tayong isang major event na mangyayari this coming Friday. And as you can see on my screen, teka lang, i-share ko lang yung aking screen ulit. Yun. Teka lang, open ko lang para makita lahat. Ayan. Nakikita nyo na po, mga it's all clear, all big and clear. So you can see here na pag pumunta kayo sa schools.jobs180.com/UNC, may pop-up na ngayon no, na invitation. Nakalagay po dyan. It's happening on Friday, May 28, 8:30 ng umaga. Huwag nyo kalimutan, 2 tulog na lang yan. Today's Wednesday, 1, 2 tulog, Friday na. Pagdating ng Friday, we will start that Friday with a bang. Marami po tayong imbitadong mga schools na pasali po dito sa event na ito at isa po dito si University of Nueva Caceres. So kung kayo po ay taga UNC, anong gagawin ninyo? Pumunta kayo dito sa link na pinapakita ko, schools.jobs180.com/UNC, and then you can join. How can you join? You just simply create your Jobs 180 account to join. Pag meron ka ng Jobs 180 account, hindi mo na ulit gagawa. Diba? Ang gagawin mo na, mag-login ka na sa inyong ResumeLink at doon po kayo mag-click ng join. Remember, may button doon nakalagay join. You have to click on join para masama po kayo doon sa mga pre-registrants natin for the virtual career fair. At the same time, pag kayo po ay na-click ng join, makaka-receive na po kayo ng mga reminders and also yung mga details, yung kung saan gagawin, saang link pupunta on Friday, 8:30 a.m. Now, same thing, shoutout na rin po ako para din kay Southville because Southville is also joining this virtual career fair event. So, dito po sa page naman ng schools.jobs180.com/Southville, anong gagawin ninyo? Ganun din. Kung kayo taga Southville, ito po yung gagawin nyo. Punta rin kayo sa page niyo, click nyo po yung create Jobs 180 to join. Kung meron ng Jobs 180, skip that part and what you need to do is log in to your ResumeLink and then you just click join and you'll be able to receive the reminders and the details for the virtual career fair live. Now, for those who are in MSC, baka naman iisip ng mga taga-Marinduque State College, kami po. Di ba? Kami po ba? Kasali rin dyan. Well, gagawa tayo para sa Marinduque State College. Hindi pa po natin i-coordinate no, doon sa school kung kailan natin gagawin ang virtual career fair ninyo. Pero everyone is welcome to join when you are able to receive that notification. Okay, para ma-receive yung notification, kailangan nyo po gawin ito. Okay? So there. So promote ko lang din, ito po yung event natin happening on Friday. Yan. Mga Faye, I hope clear naman yung aking reminders sa kanila sa ating virtual career fair live. Marami pong mga companies nandyan. So, inimbita na natin para yung opportunities lumalapit na sa ating mga aplikante. Yan po. Hi, Ma'am Faye.
Yes, thank you so much, Sir Kim. Thank you for inviting us. And guys and girls, let's not miss out on this event on Friday. I'm sure marami na namang kaganapan mangyayari. Very meaningful milestone na naman ito para sa atin. So I guess wala pong question. I guess as the questions were already covered in your very comprehensive discussion. At syempre po, nasali na siguro doon sa frequently asked questions that you presented. So, Sir Kim, as our first speaker, in sincere appreciation of your contribution sa aming pong kaalaman for equipping and educating us, we would like to present our certificate of appreciation to you. So from the University of Nueva Caceres and Jobs180.com, we would like to present the certificate of appreciation to Mr. Kim Chua for generously sharing his invaluable time and expertise on ResumeLink as one of the resource speakers for Marketing Me live at UNC, given this 26th of May 2021 at the University of Nueva Caceres, Naga City, Camarines Sur, Philippines, signed by the Vice President for Academic Affairs of UNC, Dr. Romeo M. Sumayo Jr., and the President of the University of Nueva Caceres, Dr. Faye Leia Patria M. Lauraya. So again, Mr. Kim Chua, thank you so much po for educating us and enlightening us this morning about ResumeLink and on many other matters. Maraming salamat po.
Salamat, ma'am. O baka yung mga audience nahihiya na magtanong, it takes a while for them to sink in, no? Guys, huwag kayong mahiya magtanong, no? Pwede natin sagutin basta Tagalog saka English, no? Pag Bisaya na, wala na, barok na, kailangan ko ng interpreter. But yun po, baka lang meron silang mga other questions. But thank you for inviting me to be part of this program. Naniniwala ako na makakatulong po ito. No? Hindi lang po sa mga nakikinig, pati na rin po sa mga iba pang kakilala ng mga nakikinig. I-share nyo lang po ito sa mga friends niyo, relatives niyo, and I'm sure makakatulong din po tayo sa kanila. Ayan. So, yes, okay.
Yes, thank you so much po. And I still want to wait for some inquiries. Magtanong po tayo, samantalahin natin ang pagkakataon na our resource speaker is with us this morning. Let's make the most of the opportunity na makapagtanong sa kanya. And of course, we would love to hear what our speaker has to say. Sige po, you can ask question. Gamitin po natin ang ating comments section. Ask away.
At ito ma'am, nakikita ko may nag-inquiry, nakita ko pong question. Tinatanong nila kung pwede po bang gamitin yung school email, tama ba na ba? School email address sa pag-register ng kanilang resume link. I'll answer that question, no? Definitely, I'll answer the question. Yung sagot po sa tanong, yes, you can use your school issued email address. Just in case lang, kasi may mga schools po, binibigyan po ng pag nag-enroll kayo, binibigyan po kayo ng official school email address. If ever po yan ang ginagamit nyo or gagamitin nyo sa pag-register, yes, you can use that to register for your resume link. However, I want to remind you na baka lang later, pagka-graduate ninyo, at sigurado naman ako gagraduate kayo, di ba? Whether sooner or later, gagraduate naman kayo. So when you graduate, baka lang makalimutan yung i-update yung email na yon. So, anong implication yan? Pag nakalimutan nyo po, palitan yung email address na school issued, baka lang hindi nyo na mabuksan yung mga pinapadala ng mga companies pati ng mga ni Jobs on 80 na mga notification sa inyo. So, what I recommend is, one, kung nakagamit ka na ng school email address nyo to register for your resume link, I recommend you edit it immediately. Gamitin mo na yung personal email addresses ninyo para hindi mo na kailangan tandaan na kailangan mo pag-edit yung account ninyo. Now, for those who have not yet registered, just in case lang, no, hindi pa pinakapag-register ng resume link, hanggat maaari, huwag nyo na gamitin yung school issued email address ninyo para wala ka nang papalitan. Diba? So, you just use your personal email address to register. Ayan. So, pinapaalala ko lang, no? Ayan, kasi may nagtanong. So, nakita natin. Ayan. Tanong ni Anonymous. Ayaw pa magpakilala. Pero alam ko na. Yun din yung tanong naman eh. Okay. Ayan. So, baka may questions pa kayo. Just feel free to send your questions. Ayan. Ma'am Faye, baka meron din kayong question. Ito, meron ng question ulit. Teka, I think, flash natin sa screen. Hindi pala na-flash kanina. Ayan, no? Ito yung question. Ma'am Faye, I'll just read it na lang, para okay lang, Ma'am Faye? I'll just read it. Okay, sabi ni Sir John. Sabi ni Sir John Leonard. Good morning. Pwede po ba ilagay OJT experience in the work experience section? The answer is absolutely yes. Diba? Doon natin ilalagay. No? Sabi ko, hindi lang sa OJT. Internship, ano lang yun. No? Iba, summer job, part-time job, full-time job, racket-racket, sideline. Basta totoo naging trabaho ninyo. May evidence kayo na ginamit nyo yung nagkaroon kayo doon experience, you can put it there. Okay, under the work experience. So, the good thing as well, dito sa ating resume link, meron kayong options. Nalala nyo, may 4 na options doon. Parang on-off switch lang yan. Kung hindi nyo maalala, balikan nyo lang yung video. After nito, balikan nyo, panoorin nyo yung replay. No? Available naman po ito sa YouTube at sa Facebook ni Johnson 80. Okay? Ayan. So, meron pa isang question, ma'am. Parang, sabi ko sa inyo, ganito talaga audience. Kailangan lang painitin. No? Ito na, umiinit na. So, would you like to read it, ma'am? If you can see it, or ako na rin magbabasa? Ako na rin magbabasa, ma'am. Ako na, okay. Can we know what are the partner companies of Jobs 180 where we can apply for? Sir Robin, ganito lang gagawin natin. Para masagot ko, ang dami yan. Pag sinagot ko yun, baka natin matapos. Nandun na yung speaker natin. Kaya naman, no? So, ang recommend ko, check the companies saan. Puntahan nyo sa www.jobs180.com. Yan ang isang option. Another option is pumunta kayo sa mga school career portal na fino-float natin sa screen kanina. So, namely, schools.jobs180.com/UNC. You can go to schools.jobs180.com/Southville. You can also go to schools.jobs180.com/MSC. Depende kung sino po yung alma mater ninyo. Okay, na kung nakikinig dito na hindi naman taga UNC, hindi taga Marinduque State College, at hindi rin po taga Southville, then you can also go to jobs180.com to explore. Okay, I also want to do a shout out and promote na rin. You can explore the pro group because we've invited Sir June Llorin, who will also be our next speaker. And he will be introduced properly later on. Yun nga lang, check rin. Maraming opportunities nandyan sa company po nila. So you never know. Hire na kayo kagad. Ayan. So I hope wala ng questions kasi meron ba? Wala na. Mukhang wala na. Okay. Thank you, Mang Faye.
Thank you so much, Mr.
Yes.
Kim Chua, for accommodating all the inquiries. Now, moving forward, times are changing and work processes are evolving. Hence, options have also expanded and increased. So, to help us explore our other career options, we certainly can't wait to hear from our next speaker. So, let's get to know him. Kilalanin natin ang ating second speaker this morning. Or second.
Yes, sir, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Can I do the honor of introducing you? I will read the profile po for our audience. Sige po. I'll go ahead. So our second speaker has over 21 years of work experience with 15 years in the BPO industry with a background on different verticals across technical and customer service, chat support, back office, and help desk, and the customer retention lines of businesses. He started as a customer service associate in 2006, and after moving to Bicol in 2007, has undertaken various roles in 4 startup programs, serving as an account manager up to business director. In 2019, he joined Probe as a center manager for Naga and expanded role as a general manager. He studied in UP Los Baños and Ateneo de Naga universities, and his hobbies include video games and woodwork. So everyone, please join me in warmly welcoming Mr. Lorenzo June Llorin Jr. Good morning, sir.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. It's a pleasure to be here and speaking to a lot of people, especially those guys coming from UNC. You guys know I'm from Naga, I think, based on the introduction. So I'm really excited to at least speak to you guys, and of course, 2 other schools that we have here. I think the highlight of the introduction is basically about my hobbies. It's video games and woodworks, and that's something that I would like to at least put forward across. I still have time. Yep, 15 years in the BPO industry and being a general manager and a center manager. Still, I have time to do my woodworks, and I still have time to enjoy playing video games with my kids. So basically, that's it. So today, one last item in the intro part of Faye and the rest of you guys out there. The introduction shows that I studied in UP Los Baños, and I studied as well in Athena de Naga University. I studied in computer science, and at the same time, management in Athena de Naga. And I'll tell you a secret, a personal secret, at the end of my session. It won't go long for more than 20 minutes. I promise you that. I won't take too long of you and boring you out. But I'll just give you some tips, at least about 5 tips in order for you guys to explore your options as you move along and etch your career as well for yourself. I think I'll go through in my slides if that's something that we can show on the screen though. Hold on. Sorry, guys. There you go. All right, so I'll be talking about exploring career options, guys. I know that I'm talking to students or graduates coming from 3 different schools as of the moment, but I think it's something that you guys will need to think about, especially with the current setup that we have with the COVID situation currently, and with a diverse workforce, and at the same time, all of the job openings that we have currently. I think it's crucial that that you guys understand, all of you guys understand, and all of us understand that there's always going to be options for us to at least take into account. I'll go through each one of the 5 tips that I'm going to share with you in terms of your exploring your career options as you move along within the next years or so. Can I go to the next slide, please? All right, the next one, please. All right, so of course, definitely, as you choose or say, as you look into your options, you will definitely need to list down what the options are. The options might be related to your degree. It might be related to your skills and interests. Like me, my interest is basically about woodworking. Definitely, that's something that I would want to opt for once I retire. And some other stuff like emerging career options. I'll just go through each one of the details as I move along. Related to your degree, like say for example, your course is basically on the IT side. Definitely, that's something that you might want to explore. Yes, there are a lot of jobs out there for IT people, but on the BPO side, we need those as well, right? So it's not just confined to whatever your degree is. You might want to look into other career options not related to just on IT stuff. The BPO side is something else. The banking industry has that as well. So you might want to look into that as your options. Skills and interests, that's different. And I'll give you a perfect example for that. On my end, it's going to be woodworking, but I know at least 2 people who are engineers, aeronautical engineers, who did not even look in degree as their job or their profession. One perfect example, especially for the Naga folks, there is a place in Pacol area, they call it Arcogis, and it's run by an aeronautical engineer, a graduate of an aeronautical engineer, and who loves coffee, who loves drinking coffee, making coffee, or whatever, and knows the varieties of coffee beans and whatnot. And that's something that is passion. So what I did was basically look into that as an option, since there's not a lot of airlines who are hiring as of the moment, because definitely in the Philippines, it's not a viable transportation option as of the moment. So we explored that option. So currently he's running that place up there in Pacol area, and it's really doing good in terms of the business. But that's his interest, right? And part of that is basically his love for doing whatever he wants to do as of the moment, but definitely he'll go back to whatever his profession is, but not as of the moment, because as I have said, there's not a lot of airlines hiring people with his kind of skill, but now he's doing well. But that's something that he had decided on for at least about a month or 2. I know that guy. His dad is actually a good friend of mine. He's a batchmate from Athena as well, and he's doing well. But that's because he looked into his options. Emerging career options. There's a lot out there, especially online. YouTube, that's something else, right? There's a lot of people who are now into blogs and whatnot. I don't know what you call it, but even my kids are even looking into that as a career option. I don't know if that's something that you might want to look into, but there's a lot of emerging career options out there, especially on the online platform. I think it was way back 10 years ago, or I think 10 years ago, somebody offered me a job looking into the online platform. But previously I had no idea how it can be explored. But right now, the online platform is really raking in huge money as well. So in terms of knowing your options, guys, I would just like to point it out that it's either 1, it's related to your degree. 2, it might be related to your skills and interest. Maybe it's something else that you right now is just a hobby for you, but that's something that you can actually explore in the future. Or it might be something that is trending as of the moment, and you might want to explore it because usually if it's a trend, it only all dies down in maybe perhaps 5 or 10 years. So you might want to look into that. So number one tip is that you need to know your options, list it down. That way you know what are the things that you can explore. All right. Second tip that I would like to at least put forth across to you guys is that you need to research, research, and research. That's step 2, right? Because you know your options, but you will need to know what's out there. You need to know what are the things you need to understand about that option. May it be, listing down what are your pros and cons. That's one of the items that you might want to look into, just so you can weigh the options out. Or you have friends within that career field that you are really close with. That's something that you can consult with them as well, right? Like for me, there are a lot of people out there who are professionals currently, nurses, architects, engineers, or whatnot, who are currently trying to explore options. They always look into me and say, how's the pay there? What are you guys doing in the PPO industry? What are you guys doing? Just taking calls or whatnot? They ask. So you might want to do that. If, say, for example, you have your options already, look for the professionals within that particular field, and you might want to ask all of those questions that you have. Online resources, there's a lot out there. YouTube, basically, that's where you can find a lot of the information that you need. Even tutorials on what you need to do. For me, my go-to platform is basically YouTube, since I'm in the woodworking hobby thing. So I love to watch those tutorials, and even looking for the options in what kind of wood I will need to use. Basically, it's there. So for you guys, if you have a career option that you're exploring, try to check online platform, not just YouTube, right? I'm just not confining you guys to looking into YouTube. There's also Facebook. You can check out there. There's also some tutorials there and some information that you might want to see or you might want to look into. That's easily accessible for you. The last thing that I would like to at least give to you, especially on tip number 2, is career tests. It's easy out there. There's a lot. There's a lot online that you can take. It's similar to how you guys are being engaged or how students now are being engaged. Like, I have a senior high daughter in Athena who took a career test as well. It's like I don't know how you might want to view it, but it's like a filter of what field you can excel on. But basically, it's like that. So there's a lot of the career tests online that you can take, and it will give you an idea of what suits your skills, what suits your maybe perhaps tenets or values that you can explore in terms of career options. All right, moving on. Tip number 3, know what is important for you. So I understand that there are a lot of people with degrees who are still looking for jobs for the same for the same degree that they had graduated on. And I think I'm not saying that it's not good. It's just that what if the next opening for your degree is going to be in the next 5 years? Does it mean that you don't explore options? You need to look into that, right? What is important currently, especially in this situation, is basically to get to a job, right, that you think you can do well and that you think can give you whatever you need. And that means you will need to go ahead and go for that. Of course, definitely, you will need to think about your location, right? If the career option is in Manila, would you want to take it? What's the risk? What's the pros and cons, right? If the career opportunity that you're looking at is basically work from home, then good for you, right? That means you stay at home, you spend more time with the family, and at least earn whilst you are still with spending time with your family while working, right? Your motivation. Is your motivation about just putting food on the table for your family? Or is it all about creating a career for you? And that's where the short term and long term goal comes in, right? If your motivation is basically about just, I need a job in the next 1 year or 2 years because in the next 2 years I'll be spending time on the sea, something like that. So that means that's your option, right? But your motivation is basically to get to a job in the next 2 years. That way you can still earn whilst you're waiting for that opportunity to come in, right? And it's going to be a short term or long term goal. But say, for example, you don't want to move out of the country, or there's nothing there for you to explore as of the moment, maybe perhaps in the next 5 years, or say, for example, with the COVID-19 situation, I think in the next 2 years, there might be limited career opportunities, especially in terms of travel. So that's something that you might want to look into, right? But overall, guys, in terms of what is important for us, and for me, what is important for me is actually keeping a job, right? In this situation right now, we need jobs, we need to earn because we can't afford to go home and nothing there for you to put on the table, right? Next time, number 4. Dig in no more. It's all about research, but this time around, since you have researched already and you now know what is important for you, then you will need to dig deeper. That means you will need to understand more what that career option is. You might want to reach out to people who are an employee of that particular field, or you might want to ask for information, even just contacting the employer. That's a viable thing as well. And still, you might want to check out online resources. And at the same time, if ever you have friends, you can shadow anyone within that career field. So I'm old enough to have people asking me to be the ninong and ninong for on weddings and whatnot. So I think I had been asked about 4 times already, and I had attended their weddings, and 2 of them will always ask for me for help and say, for example, what do I need to do? I need a job. I need to raise my family, but at the same time, I need to earn and give them what they need. So they ask for help coming from me. I explain to them, and I reach out to people as well who are resources that can give the job. If, say, for example, they want to stay at home and just gonna want to do it freelance, that's something that you guys might want to look into. If you have friends, family members, or say, for example, ninongs as well, or ninangs, that you can reach out to, or part of that industry that you think you can be a part of, then definitely that's something that you can explore. When I joined the BPO industry, I did not know anything about that, right? 15 years ago, me and my wife were exploring our options in Manila. We're from Bicol. I have 1 wife, by the way, and I have 4 kids, not the other way around. But what I'm saying is that when we were exploring our options in Manila, in the BPO industry was not even part of the list, right? We were looking for regular jobs. We joined the BPO industry 15 years ago because my wife just wanted the HMO card for our kids. We had 2 kids back then. And on my end, I just wanted to ensure that I can buy things for my family. And of course, there were 3 motivational factors on my end during that time. It's basically about me taking care of my family, putting food on the table, earning for them, right? And the second thing is I want to ensure that everybody knows that I can actually have a job, and at the same time I can have and grow my own career. Those were the three things that I have in my mind, right? But never did I understand that I can etch a career here in the BPO industry. It's 15 years ago. We're still thankful for being given that opportunity way back then in the first company that I worked with. And I think what you guys need to understand is that there's a lot of people that you know of right now that can give you that opportunity, that can open up the door for you. All you have to do is just reach out, know that opportunity, reach out to the right people who are within that kind of field or your option, and then no more, right? Which leads me to the next one, though. The last thing that I will give you is basically take the plunge. If you know your options, if you had researched already, and you already know the details, and you want to explore that option, take the plunge, jump in, right? There's nothing harm in there's no harm in trying, right? You won't know if you can succeed in a particular field or a particular option unless, of course, you go for that. My first team in way back then, it was IBM Dutch. When I was promoted to team lead after about 8 months being an agent, way back then, my first company, all of my agents then were actually nurses. They did not know that they will end up in the BPO industry, but most of them are now in the support role. But imagine that, coming from a nurse and then going for the BPO industry. That's something that is unthinkable because there were a lot of opportunities then for nurses then. But they are and they were successful as well in the field. I think for you guys, one thing that you will need to understand is that it's easier if you try rather than not try at all, right? You might think that I'm going to wait out for the next opportunity that I have. I'm going to wait for the next 2 years. I'm going to wait for the next 3 years just so I can get that right job. It doesn't follow that, right? Right now, basically, what you have to keep in mind is you need to earn. You need a job. We need jobs. And jump in. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. As long as you know the options, and as long as you know more about that option, definitely that's something that you can actually succeed on. Right? Those are my 5 tips, guys. As I've said, I don't want to take this long. I don't want to bore you in me speaking too much. But as I mentioned earlier, I had studied in UP Las Bañas in Comsci, and I've studied in Athena management side. But the secret that I have, personal secret, and you guys are studying, I think, and most of you guys will be graduates as well. I never graduated, and yet I had succeeded. So it's up to you guys. Questions?
Wow, thank you so much, Mr. Lorenzo June Llorin. Salamat po, sir, sa pagbabahagi ninyo ng inyong experience and expertise sa aming lahat, and we learned a great deal. So, guys and gals, let's ask questions. We are going to wait for your inquiries. Again, let's use the comment section and let's make the most of the opportunity to ask our resource speaker. So, nasabi nga kanina ng ating speaker, to explore our options, we need to take care of 5 things. First, we should know our options. Second, we should do the research, like do our homework. And the third, know what is important for us, dig and know more. And after doing all 4, finally, let's take the plunge. So, sabi nga ni sir, it's easy, it's better to try than to never try at all. So, lakasan natin ang ating loob. Thank you so much, sir. And sharing your life story is also very inspiring. Totoo pong napaka-powerful ng ating mga personal testimonies. So, again, let's wait for some questions. Alam ko, ang dami pong thoughts, ideas, or sentiments that are brewing in our minds and our hearts kasi we are so moved by the story of our resource person. So guys, let's ask away. Gamitin natin ang ating comment section. So while waiting, siguro I would start to give the first question. Sir, I'd like to ask, in your many years of experience, in your ups and downs, in your achievements, and sabihin nating mga setbacks, ano po ang pinaka-importanting lesson na natutunan ninyo that we can impart to our graduates or alumni?
Most important lesson, I think there will always be days. Say, for example, since you guys are gonna graduate and everything, right? And you will find your first job. There will always be a day within your first 6 months where you will think that you want to quit. There will always be a day like that, right? And you will be approaching your manager or your team lead or whatever, right? And you will say, I want to quit. This is not for me, right? There will always be a day like that. And what I've learned is that right? My lowest point in life was when I think that was 18 or 20 years ago. My lowest point in life was, we had 2 kids then. My lowest point in life was selling barbecue by the streets. That was my lowest point because we had to separate coming from my family, my dad and my mom. I had to separate from them and we wanted to stand on our own. But my lowest point was basically selling barbecue by the streets. And each time, from the time that I joined the BPO industry until the time that I'm here, each time that I was having a bad day, in each time that I was thinking, I want to quit, all I can think about is that, would I want to trade whatever I have right now, whatever bad day that I have right now, whatever I'm feeling, to go back to that day that I'm selling barbecue by the streets? And the answer will always be no. You will have that day. You want to quit. But if you want to quit, think about the worst day that you had before or the worst scenario that you had. And then think, if you want to trade your day to that particular day, the lowest point. And if the answer is yes, then go ahead. But I'm pretty sure the answer will always be no. I think that's the biggest learning that I have.
Oh, thank you so much, sir, for sharing your wisdom. Maybe I want to ask another question, sir, with your indulgence. In
Okay.
making decisions, sir, how do you strike a balance between being practical and idealistic? Was there a time po in your life and in your career now you have to choose? Should I be inclined or lean toward being practical or to be idealistic?
Well, I, that's a good question though. But I think most of the decisions, the big decisions that I had to make, was basically inclined on what's really important for me. What do I want? What's my motivation, right? And the decision will come in where you will need to weigh your options. It's either I go for this and give up this or that, or I want to go with this and take in this, but I'm going to give up this. There's always going to be a give and take in terms of decision making. But if, in terms of decision making on my own, definitely I just go for the pros and cons and try to think, what do I gain and what do I lose? In terms of making decisions with a team, say for example, if you have a team of 200 and you want to make a decision that will impact them and you and the company, what you have to keep in mind is basically what's most important is that what's going to impact, is it going to impact majority of the guys or it's just going to impact minority of the guys? And if you come across in terms of making decisions, that's a 50-50 chance, then the best thing that you will need to do is be is be on a round table with all of the leaders. That way, you are making a formal or informed decisions. Basically, that's it. I hope I was able to at least provide you an answer there.
Yes, thank you so much, sir. We really appreciate you sharing all those valuable lessons that you have learned throughout your career and even in your personal life. So maraming salamat po, sir. I guess wala na pong question at this point. Yes, siguro no more question. Puro lang inspiration ang nakuha natin. So thank you so much. And Sir June, on behalf of all the attendees and the organizers, to express as our gesture of our immense gratitude to you, we would like to award po this certificate of appreciation to you from the University of Nueva Caceres and Jobs180.com. This certificate of appreciation is awarded to Mr. June Llorin for generously sharing his valuable time and expertise on other career options as one of the resource speakers for Marketing Me live at the University of Nueva Caceres, given this 26th of May 2021 at the University of Nueva Caceres, Naga City, Camarines Sur, Philippines, signed by the Vice President for Academic Affairs of UNC, Dr. Romeo M. Sumayo Jr., and the University President of UNC, President Faye Leia Patria M. Lauraya. So, Sir June, maraming salamat po for joining us this morning. Ang dami po naming natutunan sa iyo and hope there will be other engagements and partnership with you. I'm sure marami pong magbe-benefit sa inyong mga life lessons and to your marvelous story. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much as well, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak to you guys again. If you want to explore opportunities, especially with the probe team, just log into https :// jobs180.com/probe. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, guys.
Okay. Thank you, Sir June. Bye po. Now, everyone, let's move forward. Wow, grabe na po yung nakuha nating life lessons. But we are not yet done. Meron pa tayong third speaker and I'm sure marami tayong matutunan in this part din. So we are raring to dive into the world of work. So, to help us put matters into proper perspective and to put us in the same page on the must-knows, yung mga dapat nating malaman as we enter the workforce, let us hear a talk on labor education for graduating students. And we are very blessed and fortunate this morning to hear it straight from a representative from the Department of Labor and Employment, Naga City, Camarines Sur. So allow me to introduce our third speaker. Our presenter has been in the government service since 2010 and is presently assigned in the Department of Labor and Employment, Camarines Sur Field Office in Naga City. She graduated with a Bachelor of Arts in Mass Communication from Ago Medical and Educational Center in Legazpi City. She is married and a mother of 3 beautiful children. Everyone, please join me in warmly welcoming Miss Athena Florida.
Hello, good morning. Just mahay na aga sa gabos. First and foremost, I would like to thank in behalf of DOLE Sur, the UNC Student Affairs and Services Department for inviting us to be one of the resource speaker in their conduct of labor education for graduating students or LEGs. So this morning, I will be discussing with you employers' basic rights, labor standards, occupational safety and health, etc. as your guide sa pagtrabaho because we know that sooner or later, you will be joining the world of work or part of the Pinoy workforce. So it's important that you know your basic rights and obligations. Siyempre may magiging empleyado at ang iba naman siguro ay magiging employer or nasa management side. So to start with, kailan nagkakaroon ng employee-employer relationship? So ang nature ng employee-employee relationship is voluntary. Employer and employee without force agree that employee shall in exchange for wages render work or services to the employer. Siya ay magtatrabaho. And that the employer shall in exchange for services work rendered pay the employee her wages in accordance with law. Magtatrabaho ang isang worker at babayaran ng kanyang employer. Agreement in writing or oral expressed or implied. Pwedeng may agreement in writing or oral. It is through the employment relationship that reciprocal rights and obligations are created between the employee and employer. Pag sinabi nating reciprocal rights, may mutual na understanding. So, ano ang test para malaman natin na may employer-employee relationship? Una is selection and engagement of the employee. Yan, dapat present yan. Pangalawa, payment of wages. Okay. Number 3 is power of dismissal or to impose disciplinary action sa isang empleyado. And the power to control the employee's conduct. Ito po yung fourfold test para ma-determine natin na may employer-employee relationship. Sabi natin, ang pinaka-importante doon sa fourfold test ay yung control. Ang control is over the means and manner of the work done by the employee. And paraan and over the results of work, ang resulta naman ng trabaho. Okay. So kalimitan, maraming nako-confuse kung ano talagang klase ng employment nila. So in my discussion, may iba't ibang klase ng employees. May regular employee. Ito yung engaged to perform activities usually necessary or desirable in the usual trade or business of employer. Employed for an indefinite term and cannot be dismissed except for cause and with due process. Yan po ang mga regular employee. Another is probationary. Ang probie naman ay hired on a trial period during which the employer determines his fitness to qualify for regular employment based on reasonable standards made known to him at the time of engagement. Usually po, ang probing is 6 months. Diyan po nakikita ng management or ng employer kung capable siya na maging regular based sa assessment or sa based sa assessment na ikakandak sa kanya para ma-qualify siya for regularization. And casual employee is usually employees engaged to perform a job, work, or service which is merely incidental to the business of the employer. Tinatawag silang casual employee. Project-based employee. Ang project-based employee naman ay refers to an employee hired for a specific project or undertaking, determination of or completion determined at the time of engagement. So meron lang silang specific period kung saan ay dapat nila matapos ang isang project. Another thing is seasonal. Pag sinabi nating seasonal worker, ito yung nagtatrabaho, usually seasonal in nature lang ang employment nila at ang duration is for the season. For example, pag December, usually ang patok dito ng mga pangnegosyo, sabihin na lang natin, ay yung mga paggawa ng toys. So maraming na-engage dito na pansamantala, seasonal. Nagagawa sila ng mga toys. Fixed term. Pag sinabi naman nating fixed term, hired for a fixed term and not necessarily in relation to a specific project or undertaking. Well, employees, two kinds. Hired under contract, pwedeng directly by the employer or as employee of a subcontractor. Pero dapat registered sila under DO 174 as subcontractor. So, sabi natin kanina, may mutual na obligasyon ang employee at employer. Di ba? So, ano ang mga rights and obligation of employees? Ang mga karapatan nila are those which our individual has a rightful claim as a person in relation to his workplace by law. So, entitled sila for under labor standards, overtime pay, no? Night differential, holiday pay, service incentive leave, minimum wage, 13th month pay, weekly rest periods, meal and rest periods, premium pay, retirement pay, paternity and maternity leaves, special leave, parental leave, and special leave for women and spousal leave, limits on employment of women and minors, sexual harassment rules, and occupational health and safety rules. So, under the labor standards, yung hours of work. So, normal working hours of 8 hours a day, no? Dapat yung normal working hours natin ay 8 oras sa isang araw. Meal and rest period, lunch break of 1 hour is not compensable. Ano? Meal break of less than 1 hour in short period shall be considered compensable working time. So, rest periods or break time from 5 to 20 minutes is part of working hours and considered paid. Okay. So, ang minimum wage natin na prevailing minimum wage ngayon sa Region 5 is 310. Okay. Ito po ay, ang basis nito ay yung 8 hours na pagtrabaho. So, entitled ka for a minimum wage of 310 sa Region 5 na minimum wage rate. Weekly rest periods. A day off of 26 consecutive hours after 6 days of work shall be scheduled by the employer upon consultation with the workers. Entitled ka rin po dito sa weekly rest periods. Work performed on a scheduled rest day merits an additional 30% of employee's daily rate. Kung nagtrabaho ka on your scheduled rest day, may dagdag ka na 30%. Okay po. Premium pay. Premium pay for work within 8 hours on a special or rest day plus 30% of your basic daily rate or 130%. Rest day falling on a special day plus 50% of the basic daily rate or 150%. Kung rest day naman falling on a regular holiday plus 30% of 200% of the basic daily rate or 260%. Yan po ang computation. Overtime pay. Kanina sinabi natin na ang premium pay is within the working hours, no? Pag sinabi naman natin na overtime pay, ito naman yung pagtrabaho in excess of 8 hours. So kung nag-fall yan sa ordinary day, plus 25% of basic hourly rate ang dapat mong ma-receive. Pag special days naman, rest days and holidays, plus 30% of the regular hourly rate on said days. Ang dapat mong additional pay. Ito naman yung plus 10% of an employee's regular wage for each hour of work performed between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. Usually sa mga security guards ito. But my exemption, those of retail and service establishment regularly employing not more than 5 workers, hindi sila entitled for NSD. Yung mga 5 below. And managerial employees and field personnel and those whose time and performance is unsupervised by the employer. So, holiday pay. Ano naman ang holiday pay? Refers to the paid regular holiday wage for any unworked regular holiday. Work performed on that day merits at least twice 200% of the wage rate of the employee. Pag nagtrabaho ka on holiday, entitled ka for 200%. May exemption, except those of retail and service establishments regularly employing less than 10 workers. Service Incentive Leave or SIL. Every employee who has rendered at least 1 year of service is entitled to SIL of 5 days with pay. Okay, kung nakapag 1 year na ang empleyado, entitled siya for SIL. Pwedeng gamitin sa sick leave or vacation leave purposes. May exemption naman, except those employed in establishments regularly employing less than 10 employees. Yung mga less than 10, hindi sila entitled for SIL. And then yung field personnel. Okay po. 13th month pay. Okay. Ang 13th month pay covers all rank and file employees, regardless of the nature of their employment and irrespective of the methods by which their wages are paid, provided they have worked at least 1 month during the calendar year. Ito po ang 13th month ay mandatory ang pagbigay nito. So, i-compute lang po ang total earned for the year divided by 12. Okay po. Should be given to the employees not later than December 24 of every year. Pwede din na May or December ang pagbibigay. Depende po sa management. Retirement pay. Under RA 7641, entitled din ang empleyado ng retirement pay upon reaching the age of 60 years old but not beyond 65 years old and have served at least 5 years. No? 60 to 64 is optional. Ang 65 is a mandatory age for retirement. The minimum retirement pay shall be equivalent to 1/2 month's salary for every year of service, a fraction of at least 6 months being considered as 1 whole year. May computation po ito. Depende sa number of years niya. Okay. 1/2 month's salary shall include all of the following: 15 days salary based on the latest salary rate, cash equivalent of 5 days service incentive leave, and 1/12 maternity leave. So, maternity leave, every pregnant employee in the private sector, whether married or unmarried, is entitled to maternity leave benefit of 60 days for normal delivery or 78 days for cesarean section delivery. Pero meron na tayo ngayong expanded maternity leave, 105 days. With 100% average daily salary credit of the employee, dapat po ay member siya ng SSS with at least 3 monthly contributions within 12-month period before the date of the contingency. Paternity leave naman, Republic Act 8187, para naman po ito sa mga married male employees in the private sector regardless of their employment status, whether casual, regular, contractual, yan po. For 7 calendar days, entitled po sila for a leave with full pay. And dapat employed po siya at the time of the delivery of his child and cohabiting with his spouse at the time of delivery or miscarriage. Dapat nagsasama po sila under one roof ng kanyang asawa. Okay. Parental leave. Ano naman po ang parental leave? Ang parental leave ay granted to any solo parent or individual who is left alone with the responsibility of parenthood to enable him, her to perform parental duties and responsibilities where physical presence is required. Hindi naman kailangan na ang parental leave ay sa lalaki lang at sa babae. Pwede po mag-avail ang solo parent, babae man o lalaki, nanay man or tatay. 7 working days with every year with full pay provided she has rendered at least 1 year of service, whether continuous or broken. So, entitled siya for 7 days with pay, with full pay. So, another po is leave for victims of violence against women and their children, or VAUSI leave. Ano po ito? Republic Act 9262 refers to VAUSI, and it refers to any act or series of acts committed by any person against a woman who is his wife, former wife, or against a woman with whom the person has or had a common child, or against her child, whether legitimate or illegitimate, within or without the family abode. So yan po ang VAUSI leave. Usually, ang VAUSI leave po nagre-resulta sa physical, sexual, psychological na pang-aabuso, no? And threats such as battery, assault, coercion, harassment, or arbitrary deprivation of liberty. So, pwede kayong mag-avail ng VAUSI leave. Okay. So, ano ang coverage and purpose ng VAUSI leave? Private sector women employees who are victims as defined under Republic Act 9262, the leave shall cover days that the has to attend the medical and legal concern. Medical exam siya or magsisik siya ng legal advice or niya. Days with full pay, consisting of basic salary and mandatory allowances. Okay po. Especially for women, coverage po, any female employees regardless of age and civil, 9710, or especially for women. The employee is entitled to special leave benefit for 2 months with full pay based on her gross monthly compensation. Conditions of entitlement for special leave, she has at least rendered 6 months, no, na continuous prior to surgery. Employer for a reasonable period of time from the expected date of surgery, such as may be provided by company rules and regulations or CBA. And she has undergone surgery due to gynecological disorders. Safe and healthful conditions of work and welfare services, entitled din dapat dito ang isang empleyado na dapat with proper illumination and ventilation, fire exits and extinguishers, occupational health personnel and services, family welfare, family planning services at the workplace. Okay, dapat yan po ang mga conditions na dapat ibigay sa isang empleyado sa isang workplace, no? Dapat may proper illumination, may fire exits, hindi mainit, no? May proper ventilation. Kung ang employee or any employer may obligations and responsibilities, ang workers meron din. So ano po ang mga ito? So, ang worker ay dapat, in exchange of compensation under managerial control to work, no? Yun nga, magtatrabaho siya in exchange for salary or wages under managerial control. So, he or she must follow company rules and policies. Dapat sumunod po kung ano ang patakaran ng company, pero dapat naman within the law. No? Observe proper care in the use of facilities. Yan. Avoid wastages and contribute to productivity. For union members, kung may union, follow the provisions of CBL and the law. For union, duty to negotiate in good faith kung may dapat na pag-uusapan, no? Kung may dapat i-negotiate, kung may union. Okay po. To follow the procedure provided for by the law on strikes and lockouts and submit to the intervention of DOLE if necessary. To observe good faith and recommend reasonable and sensible solutions to issues submitted before the Labor Management Committee. Okay. So, ito po yung mga management prerogatives all the rights and privileges of decision and action flowing from managerial control, embraces all aspects of the business. So, kung ang employee and employer may responsibilities and obligation, ang management po, meron din po. Ano ang mga management obligations and responsibilities? Yun nga, compliance with labor standards, yung diniscuss ko po kanina, na 13th month pay, minimum wage, SIL, retirement pay, special leave pay, yun po ang mga nasa general labor standards. And social legislations. Compliance with contracts kung meron man, and agreements with the employees. Just requirements of due process and implementation of sound and clear company policies and rules and regulations. Dapat po may maliwanag na house rules or company policies yung isang company para po naiiwasan yung iringan or misunderstanding o hindi pagkakaintindihan between the worker and the management. Okay. So, ang isang empleyado ay may security of tenure. Ano? Lalo na pag regular. And then kung sakali man po may mga violations or may mga nagawang hindi magandang isang empleyado, dapat dumaan po siya sa due process ang pag-determinate sa kanya. May procedural po ang pag-determinate sa isang empleyado. So ano po ito? Ano po ang security of tenure? Ang security of tenure ay ang isang karapatan ng empleyado shall remain, that a regular employee shall remain employed unless his or her services is terminated for just cause and after observance of due process. May dalawang pag sinabi po nating due process, ito po yung termination of employment. It means that the right of the employee to be notified of the reason for his dismissal and in case of just cause, to be provided also with the opportunity to defend himself or herself. Dapat po, nino-notify natin ang isang empleyado ang violation niya, alleged violation na na-commit against the company, and then magme-memo po tayo, and then sa memo, dapat po mag-i-explain. Dapat po may directive doon sa memo na kailangan sagutin ng concerned employee yung memo sa kanya. Bakit hindi siya pwedeng i-terminate or i-suspend. Yun yung due process na magbibigay din ng pagkakataon ang empleyado na mai-defend niya ang kanyang sarili. Okay. Termination of employment, just cause of termination, ang mga na-cite po dito under the law are serious misconduct and willful disobedience, pwede kayang tanggalin. Gross and habitual neglect of duty, nagpapabaya sa trabaho. Fraud or willful breach of trust, loss of confidence. May nagawa kang fraud sa company. Siyempre, mawawala na sa iyo ang tiwala ang management or ang employer mo. Commission of a crime or offense by employee against sa employer or sa kasama niya sa trabaho. Okay. And in another analogous cases or similar cases to that. So, under authorized cause of termination naman, ito naman yung authorized na pagtanggal sa isang empleyado. Una po is redundancy. Employees' positions are superfluous because their work is duplicated or unnecessary. Kaya mabawas dahil redundant na yung position. Okay, installation, ang example po dito, halimbawa, nag-install ng labor-saving device na imbes na dalawa ang magagawa ng trabaho, ay isa na lang. Or ang pag-merge ng dalawang companies, or streamlining of operations. Kung dati, typewriter lang, mas matagal baga ang typewriter. Mas matrabaho. Ngunyan computer na. So, ang operations, madali na. Management. Serious and imminent losses for... Sa unang redundancy, doble-doble ang position. This time, retrenchment. Nagbawas na dahil may losses, no? may bankrupt, nagsarado. Other authorized cause. Magsasarado na ang business dahil lugi, bankrupt. Okay po. Or disease. Pwede ka rin tanggalin kung an employee suffers from a disease and his continued employment is prohibited by law or is prejudicial to his health or to the health of his co-employees. So, hindi na talaga gagaling ang sakit niya and then makakahawa. So, pwede siyang i-terminate. So, termination of employment, under authorized cause, computation po dito ay at least 1 month's salary for every year of service, a fraction of at least 6 months being considered as 1 whole year, closure, cessation of business, retrenchment, disease, sila po ay redundancy, closure, retrenchment, disease. At ang computation po dito ay at least 1 month's salary for every year of service. Okay. End of presentation. Maraming salamat po.
Alright, maraming salamat po Ma'am Athena Florida for educating us on many matters po about workforce at salamat po sa mga helpful heads up as we venture into the world of work. So, meron po tayong question. Open na po ang ating floor for your questions pero may nauna na po. This is from Mark Jairo Maanyo. Ang tanong niya po kay Ma'am Athena, entitled din po ba yung mga contractual na manggagawa sa mga benefits?
Hello, good morning. Morning pa 11. Yes, unang-unang salamat sa tanong mo, Mr. Mark Jairo. Contractual, on probi status ba siya? Hello? Kasi kung yung mga benefits, anong benefits, specific na benefits ang niya?
Okay.
Kasi kung regular employee ka, entitled ka doon sa mga under labor standards na mga sinasabi ko. Oo, pero kung nasa probi status ka or contractual ka, may difference kasi yon sa security of tenure, sa mga benefits na marireceive mo.
Okay, so siguro po, Mark, kung meron kang mas specific pang tanong or follow-up question about this, sige po, you may just use our comment section para po mas i-elaborate natin yung iyong katanungan para masagot naman ni Ma'am. Okay, meron pa po ba tayong other questions? We are waiting for your inquiries. Napakaganda po ng ating topic, yung mga dapat nating malaman as we venture into the world of work. Bago tayo pumasok sa workforce, ano yung ating mga karapatan, what are the benefits that we are entitled, yung ating mga privileges. So, let's not miss out on this chance to ask. Hindi po, alam ko meron kayong mga iniisip. Katulad ni Mark, may hindi pa tapos yung talk ni Ma'am, meron na siya agad question.
Question. Sige po, magtanong po kayo.
Eto na po, ma'am. Sabi po ni Mark, dun po sa mga overtime at mga benefits po pag pag pumasok ng holiday, makakakuha din po ba yung mga contractual workers? Okay po, ma'am, mas in-specify niya. Thank you, Mark. Ma'am Athena?
Yes. Ang question niya ay doon po sa mga overtime at mga benefits po pagpasok ng holiday. Makakakuha din po siya ng contractual, makakakuha ba yung mga contractual workers? Yes. Kasi dun sa overtime, sabi natin kanina, in excess of 8 hours, you are entitled to a 25% if it is rendered on a regular holiday. A special holiday naman, 30% of your basic wage or rate. Yes, makakakuha po even yung mga contractual workers. They are entitled also. Thank you.
Thank you po. So guys, sige, magtanong pa po tayo. Thank you so much, Mark, for raising that question and for clarifying. Ito po from Erickson Antonio. What is the rule po sa redundancy? Wow.
Okay. Pag sinabing natin redundancy, no, paulit-ulit ang posisyon. Kaya, tinitingnan ng management na hindi na kailangan yung isa, pwede naman isa na lang ang gagawa ng trabaho. Kaya dinidissolve na yung isang posisyon. Kaya lang, pag na-terminate ka due to redundancy, you are entitled for a separation pay that is equivalent to your half month of salary. 1 month salary, I mean. Sorry, 1 month salary.
Okay, salamat Erickson. I hope na talagang nasa poll yung question mo. Sige po. Alright, guys. Sige, let's keep the questions coming habang nandito pa si Ma'am Athena.
Kasi may kaibahan po yun, i-emphasize ko lang. Pag ang reason of termination is retrenchment, closure, or disease, 1/2 yun. 1/2 month pay per year of service. May kaibahan kasi yon. Pero pag sinabi natin na ang reasons for termination are installation of employer or labor-saving devices, redundancy, impossible statement of the employee due to her hindi na kailangan ng posisyon. 1 month pay per year of service. So kung magkano yung nare-receive mo based sa prevailing rate na nakukuha mo, i-divide mo yun by times number of years,
Okay, ma'am, may follow-up question po si Erickson. I think mas in-specify niya po yung katanungan niya kanina about redundancy. What is the basis po? Is that first come, first out basis po?
First in, Hello, management discretion po yon ang pag-determinate sa redundancy. May ba first in, last in, first out?
Okay.
Pero discretion yan, ma'am, ng management.
Okay po. Thank you, ma'am, for clarifying. Ito pa po. Bakit po kailangan pa magkaroon ng provincial rate at Manila rate sa pagpapasweldo kung parehas lang naman po na nataas ang bilihin sa bawat panig ng bansa? Okay?
Oo nga naman, pareho lang naman ang presyo. Ang mga bilihin natin, pare-pareho lang naman. Kaya lang po, ang nag-fix nito ay ang National Productivity Wages Board or MPWC. No, dito sa atin is RTWPB, no? Silang nagkakanda kasi yan ng consultation between the employer, yung mga And then the sector ng mga manggagawa, may mga representative ng mga labor para mapag-usap-usapan. Saka pa lang na na-fix yung minimum wage natin. So, iba-iba talaga. Siguro sa Manila dahil ang cost of living doon ay mataas. Oo. Kaya hindi tayo pare-pareho.
Okay, thank you po. Another question from J. Mark. What if the company po don't pay us for overtime pay, especially in graveyard shift like BPO company? All right.
Maganda. In exceed of 8 hours, and depende sa contract nila.
Pero pag nag-call yan kasi BPO, may night yan.
Oo. May NSDP pa sila, may night shift differential. And then kung ano yung nasa agreement nila.
Okay, so J. Mark, babalikan natin yung ating contract. Okay, ito po from Vindy Prieto. Tama po ba ma'am na may mga company kasi na instead of holiday pay, kino-convert na lang into offset? Thank you.
Kasi yung holiday pay, yan, labor standards talaga yan. Entitled talaga ang isang empleyado na nag-render ng work on holiday na bayaran. Hindi yan pwede offset.
Oh. Okay. So, more questions? Meron pa po bang darating? Okay. I guess, that's all we have, ma'am. And I know very limited yung time natin, pero we are so happy po na you were able to entertain as many questions as possible. So, ma'am, as a gesture of our gratitude, thanksgiving po sa iyo, we would like to award the Certificate of Appreciation po from the University of Nueva Caceres and Jobs180.com. We would like to award the Certificate of Appreciation to Ma'am Athena M. Florida for generously sharing her invaluable time and expertise on labor education as one of the resource speakers for Marketing Me Live at the University of Nueva Caceres, given this 26th day of May 2021 at the University of Nueva Caceres, Naga City, Camarines Sur, signed by the Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Romy M. Sumayo Jr., and the University President, Dr. Faye Leia Patria M. Lauraya. Ma'am Athena Florida, maraming salamat po for educating us sa mga importanteng bagay na ito. Sa uulitin daw po. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you too.
Salamat so much, ma'am. Thank you po for your time and for equipping us po yung mga dapat naming malaman as we go into the world of work. Thank you so much po, ma'am. Okay, guys, before we say goodbye to everyone, gusto nating pasalamatan ang lahat ng bumubuo ng Jobs180.com sa pangunguna ni Sir Kim Chua at syempre sa lahat ng mga staff on board na kasama natin who has assisted us every step of the way today to make the conduct of this activity a success. At salamat po sa ating mga speakers na nakasama this morning, Mr. Kim Chua, Mr. Jun Llorin, at Miss Athena Florida. At salamat din po kay Engineer, yung ating pong nakasamang outstanding alumnus namin. Thank you so much, sir, for being with us this morning. And of course, shout out and hello sa ating mga nakasamang schools today. Marinduque State College, sinamahan tayo ni President Dr. Diosdado Zulueta. Thank you, sir, for giving your message to us. And of course, Southville International Schools and colleges ng Las Piñas. And of course, sa University of Nueva Caceres, gusto po natin pasalamatan si Dr. Faye Leia Patria M. Lauraya, our President, our Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Romy M. Sumayo Jr., and of course, ang Director ng ating Career Center sa UNC, Ms. Joanne Dangkalan, and our Placement Officer from the UNC Career Center, Ms. Pauline Belga, at pasalamatan din po natin ang ating Admission Division's Marketing and Strategic Communications Office headed by Ma'am Ruby Bandola. Nakasama natin si Sir Nong Gutierrez, ang ating Admission Officer, and of course, our Digital Marketing and Media Specialist, Sir Robin Carlos Bernal. Maraming salamat po sa lahat ng nag-participate and of course sa ating pong mga attendees who participated by asking their question and for staying with us from start to finish. Thank you everyone. Alam kong marami tayong natutunan in this activity. So I think for some more announcement, pwede ko bang i-request si Sir Kim Chua? Meron ka po bang mga instructions, final thoughts? Sir? Can we invite you back, please?
Hi, ma'am. I'm back.
Yes.
Just wanted to remind again everyone who's listening, share itong mga experiences na natutunan po ninyo. Kung marami kayo natutunan ngayon or konti man marami, whatever these learnings, I learned a lot of life lessons myself from the speakers. So ako, recommend ko is please share this to your friends, share this to your relatives, sa mga taong tingin nyong makakatulong po ito. And then another reminder is that please follow us sa facebook.com/jobson80 or sa youtube.com/jobson80 para po sa mga marami pang magitong series of mga events. Marami tayong mga nisi-schedule sa iba-iba pong mga schools. And then we're happy to have 3 schools today joining this event. Special mention to University of Nueva Caceres, to Marinduque State College, as well as to Southville International Schools and Colleges. So please join the Virtual Career Fair Live this coming Friday. Shout out yan para sa UNC at para po sa Southville. Kayo po ay kasama po kayo dun sa mga schools na ating ginawa ng Virtual Career Fair this coming Friday. 2 tulog na lang. So wag niyo kalimutan. May 28, 8:30 po ng umaga. Okay? Sa lahat po ng mga nag-join din today po, na invite natin mga speakers, thank you po for your time, Sir June and Ma'am Athena, and to all the organizers to this event. Mahaba itong, hindi ko na papahabain, Ma'am Faye. I leave it up to you for the announcements and kung ano pang mga ibang kailangan. But again, I'd like to tell everyone to be safe. Continuous po ang learning natin. Hindi po siya nagsa-stop kahit tayo ay virtual na, tuloy-tuloy pa rin ang ating pag-aaral. Yan po.
Okay, thank you so much, Sir Kim. At muli po, pasasalamatan po natin si Engineer Eric Christian Baldoza for giving us the keynote message this morning. At para po sa mga UNCians, hanapin lamang po ang link for the evaluation of this activity. Napakahalaga po ng inyong feedback. We would very much love to hear from you. So I guess, let's call it a day. We are done for the day. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. Again, this is Faye Tablizo Natividad saying God bless everyone. Stay safe, stay connected. Maraming salamat po.